And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing fall specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit beechurstplumbing.com. BETROS plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
The shoulder is one of the body's largest joints, prone to a variety of injuries and conditions that cause pain. Dr. George Bari here, and at Bari Orthopedics, we know an active lifestyle can lead to serious joint pain. We can help with an accurate diagnosis and treatment for a full spectrum of shoulder injuries, from arthritis, bursitis, tendonitis, or rotator cuff and labral tearing. Bari Orthopedics can help. If you or a loved one suffers from shoulder pain, don't hesitate to call or log on to bariorthopedics.com.
It's a popular gift idea, perfect for your home or work environment. Mystic Cornhole Company builds custom, high-quality boards right here in Jax. Visit their shop on Parental Home Road or check out some designs at mysticcornholecompany.com.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Prosser.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
You smell that? Rise and shine! You smell that? Oh, it's a sweet smell of success, ladies and gentlemen. Life is good here in Jacksonville, FLA, as your Jacksonville Jaguars suddenly the belle of the ball. Let me take a little break. And, buddy, get ready. Brace yourself for what's coming. Let's enjoy where we are. We'll pretty quickly move to what is just ahead, but what is right now the longest win streak in the National Football League belongs to your Jacksonville Jaguars. Your Jacksonville Jaguars have won 5 straight. Let me break this down to the nuts and bolts of where we are as Jaguar Nation here this morning, sitting nice and solid at 6-2, and now just ready to make a second half surge that who knows where it will take us. And just one look at the NFL landscape week to week shows you, man, it's been a long time since you felt this much top of the line parity. I mean, look what the Chiefs did yesterday. They went to Denver. They embarrassed themselves. They were terrible. They barely moved the football. A Denver team that gave up 70 to the Miami Dolphins. 70. Held the Chiefs in check all day. It is a wobbly perch atop the AFC these days. And right now, by the way, at 6-2, your Jacksonville Jaguars share the best record in the AFC, just a game back of Philly for the overall after another nice win yesterday, 20-10. It's not always pretty, but let me bust it down to its basics first. Jaguars have the longest win streak in the NFL. All 5 wins, by the way, have come against teams that had winning records at the time. So these are decent football teams that they're beating as well. The Jaguars are 4-0 on the road. That's not to be trifled with, ladies and gentlemen. 4-0 on the road at this stage of the NFL season. Would you like to guess what that makes you? It makes you the NFL's only undefeated team on the road is what it makes you. They're 4-0 on the road. Not one of the 31 teams has played so far this year without losing a road game. They're 4-0 on the road. They've won 5 in a row. That's the longest win streak in the National Football League, and they're not even playing their best football, right? It was sloppy yesterday. It's been sloppy along the way, yet they're 2-score wins. Also very impressive. And then there's this little nugget, and I know this one applies to just about every team in the NFL at this point. But what do these guys have in common? Tyson Campbell, Walker Little, Cam Robinson, Devon Hamilton, Dwan Smoot, Devin Lloyd, Zay Jones. They've all missed multiple games for this football team in the first half. Not time, much time. These guys, those are all starters. Tyson Campbell, Walker Little, Cam Robinson, Devon Hamilton, Smoody, Devin Lloyd, Zay Jones have all missed multiple games. We might can put Cisco in that category. Did he not miss one early and then another one yesterday late? I don't know. The point is this, ladies and gentlemen. You want to get down to it? Put it on my tombstone. Of all the things that I've gotten wrong, of all the directions I have misplaced my view, buddy, I nailed this one. This should be on a T-shirt. Put it on a coffee mug. NFL, repeat after me. NFL teams don't get better. They get better quarterbacks. We got a keeper, ladies and gentlemen. We have beyond a keeper. Another 100 passer rating game, another road victory for Trevor Lawrence, who don't look now, his overall career record starting to tick, 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 tick up towards 500, isn't it? The Jaguars at 6-2 look as good as any team in the AFC, and that would include the Kansas City Chiefs after yesterday's meh performance. The hits keep coming, though. I mean, I'll stop there. So the Jags have won 5 in a row, best, longest winning streak in the NFL right now. All 5 of those wins have come against teams who had winning records at the time you played them. They are 4-0 on the road. They're not even playing their best football, and oh yeah, they're beat to heck. They've been beat up. What a glorious, sludgy, rainy, sloppy afternoon it was in Pittsburgh. We own the Steelers. Hey, Pittsburgh, how's that little yellow towel of yours this morning? Got any Pittsburghians driving around this morning in their truck, all bumper stickered up? How'd that one taste? You want another one? Come on to the playoffs. We'll give you another one. Man, life is easy when the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the schedule. At least it's been that way for the Jags. Just whomped them yesterday, by the way. Whomped them. Pittsburgh, 4-2. Big, bad Steel City. Just rocked right through them like nobody. Should have been 30-6. Let's not lie. Let's be honest here. This game should have been a whole lot to a very little. Sloppy turnovers kept the Steelers in the game. Boy, Pittsburgh not happy with officiating, huh? Deontay Johnson, gloves off, filter denied. He went crazy on the officiating yesterday. Look, I thought there were a couple of calls that were a little bit sketch. If you're going to call roughing the passer on that Trevor Lawrence play, you probably should call it on the Adam Gotsis play. Let's be fair, right? I mean, I thought Gotsis showed more intent, was more violent than the shit. Trevor just took a shot because he left himself exposed in the midsection. But, I'm on the Jag side, so good. Been plenty of times. There'll be plenty of Sundays coming up where the calls won't seem to go our way, right? But I thought that was kind of inconsistent. To be honest with you, I didn't think either one was a roughing the passer, but the way they protect the quarterbacks these days. But at the same time, you could also argue there was a play earlier in the game where TJ Watt just slapped Trevor Lawrence in the head, in the helmet. You know how they are now. If you breathe on that helmet, they call roughing the passer. They somehow missed that one, Deontay. Yo, DJ. But that offside on the field goal, man, that's just chintzy, man.
Yeah, that was.
Come on.
Tomlin said in the postgame, I've never seen that in my 17 years as a head coach.
I mean, that's just an official trying to put themselves in the ball game. Come on, man. I'm with you.
I did see that Mike Pereira, or one of those guys, tweeted that the officials are coached and trained to call that on one of those push plays, like the Philly shove thing,
yeah,
but not on field goals.
It's just a weak call, man. I mean, look, Pittsburgh and Deontay Johnson can cry till the cows come home about it. They're going to lose the game anyway, so it's 9-6. Whoop-de-doo.
Right.
It's 20-13. Congratulations. You got Mitch Trubisky. You can't run the ball, and it doesn't matter. But, I mean, listen, I think we're all fans because the officiating is so sketch. I think we're all fans of a player just letting them have it every now and then. You know what I mean? Like when a player comes, like a baseball player, I don't know. I'm probably going to get fined for this, but the home plate umpire really should never call another game as long as I live. He can't call balls and strikes. But For Deontay, it does not speak. It doesn't feel very black and blue, Steel City, Steeler-esque to cry in the locker room about how the officials stole the game. It wasn't a good look for Deontay Johnson. The officiating was, look, if you want to pick a couple of instances where you think it went against you, I think that's fair. That offsides call was just total weakness. But if you think you lost that game because of the officiating, my friend, think again.
We paid him off, apparently.
They beat your A, man. Who are we kidding? Jaguars dominated the football game from the very start. Pittsburgh splashed on some little broken play, leap over two defenders that are trying to tackle you at the 10-yard line, touchdown. Right? They got a little George Pickens touchdown. They moved the ball a little bit. But the Jags forced turnovers. They sacked the Steelers quarterbacks 3 times. I thought the pass rush was much better yesterday. That pass rush maybe will find itself a little bit with Smoot and Devon Hamilton, by the way, back into the rotation this week, so off of IR. So many guys this team has played without, and so to be 6-2 sitting here, but it's about to get serious, man. We're going to come off the bye and face the San Francisco 49ers. More on them in a football fixed. I think we've talked about this before. It's kind of counterintuitive, but I think it's a pretty popular opinion when you're playing a good team, maybe even a great team. Wouldn't you almost rather face a 49ers team that had won 3 in a row than has lost 3 in a row? Like that sense of desperation kind of scares you a little bit when it's a very talented opponent, and they'll get Deebo Samuel back. They'll be back in better health. As I said, the Niners also have an off week. By the way, this buzz, these rumors about potentially getting that 49ers game flexed, those certainly have kind of quieted down, haven't they?
Happens when your other team loses 3 in a row.
They're still 5-3 and a really good team. The problem is San Francisco's already in primetime so many other times. And what was the game? Was it Chargers-Jets? What is it? What is the game?
No, I think it's Jets-Raiders.
That's terrible, man.
Yeah.
But, the networks get to protect a game, and if you're Fox, you might want to protect. We'll look at that schedule a little bit later. I believe to be flexed, it has to be announced today.
Yeah, I believe that.
Right?
I believe I heard Prisco say that, too.
Yeah, I think it's 13 days, so
yeah.
I would agree with Pete Prisco on that one. I believe the official...
It is Jets, the Jets at the Raiders.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Sunday night.
Okay, who else is... Give me the other game. There was one other game that looked flexible to me. Now, look, 2 weeks ago, this Jaguars game, although, let's be honest, the Jags have increased their... Here's the problem, though. They have Cincinnati. Well, it's 3 weeks later, man. I mean, I see these same teams all the time. Actually, it's Baltimore for the Sunday night. Yeah, Jags-Niners needs to go to Sunday night. I don't prefer it in Sunday night. 1 o'clock works great for this cat. But I know y'all would enjoy one. We got back. Man, it seems like we play a lot of home games. I guess that's what happens when you win all your road games. Because really, it's 4-4. It's 3-3 with 2 in London, but one of those was a home, one was away. Back-to-back games against San Francisco and Tennessee. Now, look, you got anything else on that week's schedule?
Yeah, another game that could be pretty good. Detroit Chargers.
That's the one I saw. What are?
It's a 4:05 at L.A.
But I mean, you're gonna sell me the Chargers over the Niners?
No.
Right?
No.
They're
3-4 right now.
That's pretty much it, isn't it? There's not anything else super juicy.
Yeah, I mean Giants, Cowboys.
The Giants are terrible.
That one's always prime time.
Well, and the Giants are terrible, though, so that ain't happening.
Saints, Minnesota, but now Kirk Cousins is gone.
By the way, again, what are the repercussions of Kirk Cousins with the trade deadline tomorrow? Does Danielle Hunter come back into play? Keep going. That's it.
Packers, Steelers. No. Texans, Bengals.
No. Maybe get Texans. No. The Texans just lost to the winless Panthers.
Falcons, Cardinals.
No. These are dog games.
Washington,
man.
Seattle. No, I mean, it's Jags.
That may be the worst week in NFL scheduling history, what you just read to me. That is just gross.
Browns, Ravens. Here's one.
Browns Ravens could go. I mean,
it could.
They could.
Here's one for the brand name, but the Packers are now terrible. Packers Steelers. We mentioned that one.
Yeah.
Packers Steelers in a normal year, you would have said, okay, they'll probably put that one maybe.
Yeah.
But gosh, the Packers are 2-5.
I mean, when they put Jets Raiders, they were thinking Aaron Rodgers on one side, Devontae Adams on the other,
and Vegas and New York.
The Jets did win yesterday, so maybe that keeps them relevant.
That was a slop fest, wasn't it? like 15 punts in the first half.
They came within 3 or 4 punts of setting the all-time record for punts in a game, which is 27. I think they had 23.
Yeah, I think they had 23.
Jets pulled one out. The Jets, God, they win ugly, but they're winning a little bit. Anyway, the Jags are going to come off the bye. They got San Francisco, a big one, as now scheduled 1 o'clock. Then they have Tennessee at home. So back-to-back games against San Francisco and Tennessee at home. That leads us to the division, doesn't it? I would say this when it comes to throwing a little party here at the midway point. The Jaguars have rallied after that 1-2 start. They are in great shape. They're 4-0 on the road. They've won 5 in a row. At 6-2, they have a 2.5 game lead in the division. A full 3 games over the Colts, who they've beaten twice. Texans and Titans are each 3-4. The Jags are 6-2. What I will remind you of is recent history. And in recent history, it was the Jaguars who were stumbling along at 3-7 and then 4-8. And the Titans were literally 3 games up with 5 to play. Who won the division? Now we have such a far better quarterback, far better team, better coach. We're better all the way around. I do not think there's a team in the South that can make a run at us. I think now is the time to pile on and see if you can't go get that top seed. The Jags are going to have the chance to earn it, though. They got San Francisco November 12th. Then they've got Cincinnati and Monday Night Football December 4th. And then they got the Baltimore Ravens Sunday Night Football December 17th. They got to take a road trip to Houston, who's had their number. They got to take a road trip to Cleveland. They'll play at Tampa Bay. They'll get Carolina at home. They're at Tennessee. But almost halfway home, 8 of the 17 games in the books. Life is good here in Jacksonville. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. I got a Gator growl. Won't take very long to synopsize the Florida-Georgia game this year. I mean, at the end of the day, Gators need more talent. It's pretty clear Kirby Smart is not going to let the less talented team win this game. He is going to keep his team's attention when it comes to the Florida-Georgia rivalry. It doesn't seem like it for this crop of kids. Georgia's won 6 out of 7. His roster has seen Georgia win this game since they were in 6th grade. But Kirby remembers. He remembers the 90s. He was playing. He watched Gator fans, the Gator band, the Gator team, the Gator fan, you name it. Just celebrate at their expense over and over and over. So I think Kirby's going to have his team ready to give the Gators their best shot every year. You're not going to sneak in under the radar and upset Georgia. You're going to have to beat them. You have to beat them with a better game plan and better players. And Billy Napier does not have good enough players. Doesn't mean he won't get second guess for certain. I don't have a bunch of problems with the way Billy Napier coached the other day, but we'll get to that one specific play when we come back with a Gator growl. Also going to take you inside that Jaguars locker room, head into the bye week. Awful breezy are these Jacksonville Jaguars now, 6-2 here from Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson, and more. Got a football fix later this hour. A rest of the look around the landscape of the National Football League. The trade deadline got a whole lot more interesting. There could be 2 of the biggest names when it comes to rush-ins available. Are the Jaguars going to pull the trigger, or are they going to stand pat? It sure seems like they'll stay put, doesn't it? You're listening to The Drill. In victory formation here. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback DivorceMenOnly.com.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
1010XL is your home for play-by-play on Bishop Kenny football.
I'm Coach Krause of the Bishop Kenny Crusaders. We close out our regular season on Friday night against University Christian. Hear all the action live on 92.5 FM.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba, Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
Mike Dempsey for Tire Outlet. Ride in style with a brand new set of tires from my friends at Tire Outlet. We offer the best selection, best quality, and best prices so you can find the best tires for your vehicle. With over 40 years of experience at 15 locations across Florida, Tire Outlet is the brand you can trust with your vehicle's tires and much more. Hurry in for great deals on tires with our legendary price match guarantee. Our expert technicians are ready to do the maintenance and repairs to keep your vehicle performing its best. Tire Outlet, wholesale prices, premium service.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe you got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Pastor Joby Martin here with the Church of 1122. We are honored once again to partner with the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for the Great Futures Weekend, which includes golf and Mackenzie's 5K run at the esteemed TPC Stadium course. Help us continue to honor Mackenzie Wilson's legacy. That's Friday and Saturday, November 17th and 18th. You can golf or you can run. It'll be a great time. Additional info at MackenzieRun.org. Proceeds go to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida.
Hey sports fans, it's Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. Look, are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? Joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love, it affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. It's time to call QC Kinetics. They've got 2 great locations here, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. And look, you can get in. They have appointments available right now. This week, call them at 904-274-5522. You got to give them a chance. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can treat everything with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn more about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments. Again, 904-274-5522. That's QC Kinetics.
Football season means time on the couch and plenty of big games on the TV. Well, Florida Home AC knows you might be hitting the thermostat every time your team goes for the win. With family and friends hanging out for 4 quarters or more, the heating and AC unit will be working overtime. Stay cool with Florida Home AC. A simple phone call to 777-4300 and make sure your unit is primed for the fall when temps change constantly. Order a tune-up and enjoy the season. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Yeah, I've got conviction about the call.
I mean, you can go a lot of different directions. We can sit here. That's one of many plays today that probably we'd like to have back.
That's Billy Napier. Look, Florida made history when almost the exact same play. I want to say it was at the 31-yard line, but years ago in the Florida-Georgia rivalry, the Gators had 4th and short deep in their own territory. They went for it. They didn't get it. It turned the game in Georgia's favor. It was a second-half call, and it was called 4th and dumb. Times have changed since that one, man. Look, was it the right call at the right time? No, because it didn't work. But I don't know what Gator Nation, and I feel y'all out there. I'm reading this text line. I've talked to you this weekend. I don't know what the hell y'all smoking that you don't think that they need to do something a little different to win the game. Because if they line up and play 60 minutes, they're going to lose by 3 touchdowns. I know it. You know it. You should at least. The Gator staff knows it. 4th and dumb in what it is. Do you watch football anymore? Analytics have run amok. These dudes have taken over, and they go for it 4th in their own territory all the dadgum time. Here's what I think happened.
Now, slow your roll. It's time for Jeff's Gator Growl.
It all conspired.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
It all conspired against poor Billy Napes. And those of you on the text line that just, blow like fierce winds over everything, you're ready to fire him. And I mean, stop it. Just silly. You lost to the number 1 team in the country because your players aren't good enough. It's not an excuse. Listen to me. I'm not the head of the Billy Napier fan club. I don't know. I have a feeling in 2 or 3 years, Florida's going to be looking for a new head coach. We'll see. We'll see. This isn't the measuring stick. You're better off grinding your gears and still complaining about Napier and his inadequacies and talk about the Kentucky game. That's inexcusable. What happened Saturday was expected. I get in the passion and pageantry of college football, the rooting interest. You can convince yourself that there's a way as you make yourself through the week. Florida wasn't winning this game, man. Come on, y'all. What the heck? Really? Georgia's so much better, man. So much better. They dominated the lines of scrimmage. They did exactly what I was afraid of. And this is with Carson Beck coming home, having a terrific game, throwing for over 300 yards. That Georgia, they ran for 171 yards now, guys. 171, they ran it right down their throat as well. Florida wasn't winning the game. Back to the 4th and 1. It was the beginning of the second quarter. Florida had an awesome first drive. They led 7-0 at one point. It was now 10-7. Gators got the ball late in the first quarter. Here's what happened. Here's how it all conspired to leave Billy Napier with his own, quote, 4th and dumb. Although I think that I still think it's dumb. For the record here, gang, I would have punted. But if for any reason, if there's any part of you that thinks Florida lost because they went for it there, I could not disagree more strongly. I couldn't disagree more. Okay, so they lose 36-20 maybe? I mean, how do you want to fancy it? If Florida punts, you know what's going to happen in about 8 plays? Spoiler alert. If Florida punts on 4th and 1 and Georgia takes over on their own 32, do you know what happens in 4 minutes? Touchdown dogs. That's what happens. You know why I know this? Because they didn't stop them, checks notes, all freaking day. So, I mean, maybe that's a polarizing symbol of your dislike and your disbelief, and I get it, man. It's hard to believe in Billy Napier. Guy's sub 500. Losing by 23 to Georgia stinks. That's no progress at all. But here's how it conspired, and then I'll wrap it up, and we'll move along. We'll revisit, and Georgia now sets up with a, Ole Miss Tennessee SEC championship game. Oh, and voila, right back where they've been the last 2 years. All right, first here's the play call. Gators trailing Georgia 10-7. It's 4th and 1 from their own, 31-yard line, 30-yard line, somewhere in that neighborhood. And here's what happened.
Maybe 24 inches. And they run up the line in a hurry. Try to draw Georgia off sides, now under center. And they snap it in a wildcat. And Etienne is swarmed under by Georgia.
I typically like Brad Nessler. After 6 minutes of him calling Trevor Etienne, I could have throat punched the guy just to silence him. When did Brad Nessler decide that he is the linguist that's going to change the world on the pronunciation of the Etienne name? You know how I know it's Etienne? Because his brother plays here, Brad. You did it the whole game. Etienne. Trevor Etienne. Oh, so annoying. All right, let me tell you what happened here, and then we'll move along. Let's get into that winning locker room of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's what happened on that 4th and 1. Here's what conspired. Florida's in the game. Florida's moving. Florida just hit a big play. Florida got a terrible spot. Terrible. Even if it's not a first down, he's inches from the first down marker. How they marked that a yard short is unbelievable. They have video technology that they use. It was much more arguable that it was a first down as called than it was that it was a yard short. Unreal spot. So that's first. So Billy's ticked now. That's firing him up. 2, and most important, these dudes have a play in the playbook and they just can't wait to use it. It was an intriguing play call if it had worked. They moved Graham Mertz up under center. They had Etienne behind him like they were going to do maybe one of those push plays, right? A brotherly shove. And they snapped the ball between Mertz's legs directly to Etienne, who was going to throw it. You know, they were going to have a play where he was going to throw the ball, but they blew it up. They read it out. They covered the safety valve, and, you know, the play blew up on them. So I think it's the fact that they were so close to the first that you felt like you deserved it. You felt like you should have a first. Second, it was a play call that they were just dying to use, man. And third, it's the reality that you can't just keep giving Georgia the ball 3 and out, or this thing's going to be what it was anyway, 36-7 at the half. Be disappointed in Florida football. Be demanding of a higher standard. If you're putting this game on Billy Napier for that play call, I can't help you, man. If you think that Florida had punted there, that they would have won, wow. Holy Manoli, man. That is beyond a big leap. That's today's Gator Growl. Florida now. You know, the key for Florida is what can they do now? The problem isn't losing at Utah and to Georgia. The problem is you got Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, FSU. Go win a couple of those games, man. You know, Arkansas at home this week's a game you should win. LSU, at Missouri, FSU at home. You got to win a couple of those games, dude. Or one of them. Got to win. Or then the criticism of Billy Napier is much more justified. It's much more justified. Criticizing a dude who knows his team is overmatched. He's got less than a yard to go and a play he's dying to use. Yeah, it played into it. But if you think for 1 second, any part of you thinks that if they punt there instead of running that play that they win, I don't know what to tell you, man. It was 36-7 at half. Say they punted and Georgia went 3 and out and punted back. Congratulations. It's 29-7 at the half.
And that was 36 unanswered.
It didn't change the momentum. It didn't do a damn thing. It showed exactly what we knew. The Gators are way overmatched. If they can't get half a yard, I mean, I guess this is the only football argument that works for me. If you can't pound it and punt it, if you got to run a play from your own 30 where they snap it between the quarterback's legs to a running back to throw it, yeah, I don't know about that. All right, that's the Gator Growl. Let's move on to the Jaguars. And I have a Shazam Spotlight. The Shazam Spotlight brought to you by ShazamAuto.com. My good friend Dale Murray and his staff, the Murray Ford Superstore, Stark and Kingsland. Got a Murray Superstore down there in Stark as well. 2 of them. The other, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, pre-owned, new, anything you want. They got it, and terrific customer service. It's the Shazam Spotlight. Yesterday in Pittsburgh, Travis Etienne with 70, Evan Ingram with 88, and Calvin Ridley with 83. all had 70-plus receiving yards. It's the first time in Jaguars history that a receiver, tight end, and running back all had 70-plus receiving yards in the same game. What a great way to go into the bye week on a 5-game win streak. The big play in the game was turned in by Travis Etienne, a little wheel route drawn up perfectly. I guess they said after the game, that play that Etienne scored on where he flew down the right sideline and Trevor hit him in step and Jacksonville made their lead a 2-score lead. Apparently they've been running that play a bunch this year. They just never throw to Etienne. And you want to talk about setting them up, right? You set them up, you set them up, you set them up on film. And so after running that play all year where he just runs like he's in the play, but they've never thrown to him, yesterday they bit. Steelers bit. Thought it was going underneath to Ridley. Etienne's open. Trevor just drops it in perfectly. Etienne into the end zone. Another 150 total yards for Etienne yesterday. Another touchdown yesterday. Here's Doug Peterson on the play call, design, and execution of that 55-yard touchdown.
It was a great read by Trevor. It wasn't the fact that he that was his route. I mean, it's just an outside release go route, and Trevor did a great job. He saw the corner collapse on the little stick route and just found Travis behind the defense. It was just a great play by both guys, and it was something we needed. We needed to kind of get something positive on offense. We'd been down in the red zone a couple of times, and the turnovers, kept us from scoring points.
Unsung hero of the game, Brandon McManus. You only notice a kicker. You only bring him up when he's unsuccessful. This is turning out to be a heck of a move this offseason. That's another, at least it's a little one. Give him credit for a little move. I don't know what Riley Patterson's doing in Detroit, but he can't be any better than what this Brandon McManus cat's doing in the rain, in the slop. Little bit of wind, wet conditions, 2 50-plus yard field goals to bail out stalled drives by the Jags. 4 field goals on the day. Perfect. Also in a building not known for being real friendly to kickers. Trevor Lawrence and his team, they love getting the win before the bye. They've won 5 in a row. They won a game despite turning it over. So much for that stat, by the way. I don't know, was it 3 sacks? They definitely got 3. It was, if the Steelers have either 3 sacks, is it 2 turnovers or 2 picks? I believe it is.
I think it was 2 takeaways.
I think it was interceptions. But either way, the 3 sack mark they hit, it didn't matter. Jags didn't just win; they won by 2 scores. That's what's impressive. They played sloppy. They turned the ball over. They were on the road. But when they left, they could have just handed those little yellow towels to the Pittsburgh faithful so they could wipe their tears after first crying all week about the ridiculous slight that wasn't. And then, quite frankly, the reality is the Jaguars are so much better than the Steelers. I mean, they're just that's a joke, man. Steelers look like one of our division teams. They look like they should be 3-5. How the league has let them be 4-3 is beyond me. Jags, it's bad news playing the Jags, by the way. If I'm the 49ers, maybe I rest Christian McCaffrey or Fred Warner or someone, because the best player on the other team seems to get hurt against us a lot. Minka Fitzpatrick yesterday. It was Matt Milano for Buffalo. The quarterback went out yesterday. They got quarterback issues there, don't they? There's quarterback issues all around the league, dude. Don't get me.
I'm not really that impressed with Kenny Pickett. Are you?
No, I'm not.
He's
okay.
He's okay.
You watch Trubisky come in and play for a half, and he looks better than Trubisky.
Yeah. But Trubisky's, we know he's failed.
No, he's not good enough, I would say. I don't think he's good enough for them to win. So Trevor, happy to get it before the bye, happy to win a game, even though they've won a couple of these games now where they've been sloppy. Knows it was a big play, credited Etienne for making the play and sprinting in. What a difference a year makes. Remember last year they went 0 for 5 in October. They were 0 for October. This year, the first 5-win month in team history. They are 6-2 for the first time since, I believe, 1999. And I should say at least 6-2 because they didn't lose their second game till late in that year. Trevor, like all of us, is just befuddled and disgusted by that pick he threw. That was, he reverted back to the old days on that one. I don't know what to tell you.
Just trying to force it to Ridley. I mean, it's triple coverage.
Yeah, I think he might not have seen one of those defenders, but you could tell they tried to get it to Ridley yesterday, and they were successful for the most part. But now the Chiefs lost yesterday. They're 6-2. The Jags share the best record in the AFC with the other 3 division winners, and they're all 3 good football teams. And the Bengals are coming, aren't they? They weren't dead at all. The Ravens are 6-2. The Dolphins are 6-2. The Chiefs are 6-2. The Jags are 6-2. And does that all add up to Super Bowl contention? Maybe a little too early. Here's the quarterback.
We still got more to work for. We're not the best team in the league, so that's we still got more out there for us. That's all we know, and it doesn't matter. 6-2. We played 8 games. We got 9 left. It'd be great if this decided playoffs and all that right now, but it doesn't. So we know we got 9 games left, and we also know last year we were 3-7 going into the bye, and we made the playoffs and won a playoff game. So it honestly means nothing. It means that we've had a great start to the season. We're in a really good position going forward, but we got a lot of big games ahead of us after this bye, and a lot of really good teams too. So we're just getting started, and we know what's in front of us. So we can't look too far ahead and think we've done anything.
That's a pretty grounded team. They're talented. They're coached and psychologically managed just perfectly by their head coach. It has the potential to be a really special year here. Will they be active on the trade deadline? I sure hope so. A couple things happened yesterday that should make that trade deadline juicier. I'll fill in those gaps when we return with a football fix. Next, you're listening to The Drill on the Monday Morning Quarterback, DivorceMenOnly.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Tampa Bay Lightning $1.62. Home ice favorite against the Seattle Kraken plus 136. 6.5 under the total at Amalie Arena. The Lightning have won 2 straight games. Florida Gators return to action this week. 5.5-point home favorites against Arkansas at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. 48.5 the total. Georgia 42-20 over Florida on Saturday at Everbank Stadium. The Bulldogs covered as 14-point favorites. Florida State laying 22 at Pitt. The total 51 at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. Jaguars head into the bye week with a win at the Steelers. Get your free VSIN subscription right now at VSIN.com. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Do you feel a ghastly presence in your septic tank this Halloween? A septic emergency is spookier than a haunted house. But fear not. Duck Duck Rooter is here to rescue you from the depths of septic despair.
I'm Vlad, the Valiant Septic Tech, ready to cast out the demons from your septic system. If your toilet's acting possessed or your pipes are stirring up a witch's brew, we got the magic wand to fix it all.
Call Duck Duck Rooter at 904-862-6769 to schedule your septic tank pumping today.
Your home value is way up, and you can use that money right now. Pay off credit cards, remodel your house, both, whatever you want. Prosser here for Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto can convert that home equity into cash in as little as 2 weeks with no cost to you and zero hassle. Mike and Joan in Ponte Vedra called Loan Pronto. They did a Loan Pronto zero-cost cash-out refi. They got a check for $100,000, used $50 to pay off all their credit cards and a car loan, and used the other $50 to upgrade their master bath and kitchen. They locked in new APR in the 2s and lowered their total monthly bills by hundreds of dollars. Hello? What are you waiting on? Call Loan Pronto now. Convert your home value into cash and put that money to good use. Do it now, and you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval. Not all loans apply.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Are you afraid to buy your next car? Well, have no fear, because Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet offer Beaver's not-so-scary pricing. There's no monsters popping up in your rearview mirror with Beaver's peace of mind warranties. Check out thousands of vehicles for sale online and get answers to all your questions with no tricks and all the treats. I promise our team will take away all those fears. Just come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville for Beaver's not-so-scary pricing.
Brackish Vodka, a Jacksonville-produced and distilled gluten-free corn-based vodka. This is the smoothest vodka you'll ever have. And because it's mineral salt filtered after being distilled 5 times, you'll get the smoothest vodka on the market. And it's made right here in Duval County. When you drink this gluten-free Brackish Vodka, you're supporting a local business and not just some business based out of Texas. Taste why 9 out of 10 people pick Brackish Vodka in the blind taste test. Drink like a local, drink like your boy. Drink Brackish Vodka. Come on, somebody.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. Look, are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? Joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love, it affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. It's time to call QC Kinetics. They've got 2 great locations here, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. And look, you can get in. They have appointments available right now. This week, call them at 904-274-5522. You got to give them a chance. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can treat everything with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn more about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments. Again, 904-274-5522. That's QC Kinetics.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy. And do it today.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Pick it here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the Farah Safety Net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call Farah and Farah. It's what we built. Jacksonville.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Even as prices seem higher on almost everything lately, you can count on Famous Quick Lube to still have the best price in town on quick oil change service. Visit any of their 13 locations, including the new shop on San Jose and now in Jax Beach. The Famous team will have your oil changed, tires rotated, and fluids topped off before you can finish your coffee. For fast, friendly service, personal VIP attention, and the best price in town, go to Famous Quick Lube, servicing every customer like they're famous.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. So our policies have no fine print and no military service restrictions. We don't work on commission. We're nonprofit, so we pass the savings along to our members. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Well, injuries continue to make their way around the NFL. And it's the attack of the Achilles. It's weird how some injuries seem to crop up and they become more topical than normal. And that Achilles is just grabbing dudes left and right. And it got Aaron Rodgers earlier this year, and yesterday got Kirk Cousins. So even with a win against the Packers are terrible. Wow, what they bungled their quarterback. You deserve it, Green Bay. After all those years of Favre and Rodgers, good for you for totally screwing the pooch on this one. Jordan Love's terrible. I don't know what y'all are going to do. Good luck being, 6-11 here for a few years. Going back to being the Packers of my childhood. When I was a kid, the Packers were terrible. I caught them between that time where they dominated the 60s until they got good again, really, in the early 90s. They were terrible when I was a kid. Always hated those uniforms, so bleh, they're gross. And they're in awful shape. They're just in terrible shape. That roster's a mess. The coach is And I guess they just get so full of their own success, they run off these quarterbacks, man. When you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, you kiss his butt until the day he wants to retire. You don't draft quarterbacks in round 1 when you have a franchise Hall of Fame quarterback who's got 4 or 5 years left. You don't. You want to draft one in round 4? Don't waste that asset on talent you could give said quarterback, or give him a reason to wonder why he's around there because you do it. And the Packers have done that twice. And now, look, it worked Aaron Rodgers to Brett Favre. There was no drop-off. Jordan Love's terrible. Yeah, he's terrible. He'll never be any good. He's Kenny Pickett North. And so now the Packers are screwed because they had Aaron Rodgers. And I get Aaron Rodgers would be, hard to work with. But let's get back to the point I was going to make, and that is Kirk Cousins got hurt yesterday. And I know the Vikings picked up the win. But I know they're back to 4-4, but I don't even know who was their quarterback. Dino Hall or some nonsense?
Yesterday when he got hurt?
Yeah. Some dude Hall came in. What has happened to backup quarterbacks in this league too, by the way? They're awful. The Giants, and granted they're down to their 3rd, but they bring it. The Giants had -8 passing yards yesterday. What in the hockey sticks, boys and girls? So, point being, Cousins is hurt. Guess what the Vikings have? They have the defensive end that could make a contender a Super Bowl champion. That's what they have. His name is Danielle Hunter. And now that the Vikings have lost their quarterback, they're still without Justin Jefferson. I know they won yesterday on the road. Does anyone really believe that the Vikings are a playoff team? Well, they get to go at Atlanta, then New Orleans at home, then at Denver, then Chicago at home, then at Las Vegas. Maybe they think they can be. Not exactly a murderer's row there before they finish with Cincinnati and the Lions twice. So maybe they won't give up. Maybe they'll use the trade deadline to try and get a quarterback who might help them. But you wonder with that injury yesterday if Danielle Hunter now becomes more available. Meanwhile, Fire Up the Man for a Football Fix, and we'll continue this conversation. The Fix brought to you by Allstate agent Mandy Bowers, Mandarin, and now Orange Park. Washington said it. The Redskins said it before their game this weekend. They said they would base their trade deadline philosophy on whether or not they won Sunday's game against the Eagles. Because in losing the home game against the Eagles, the Commanders fall to 3-5 in a division where the Eagles and Cowboys are both playing good. The Washington Commanders ain't going to no playoffs, gang. And so Chase Young and Sweat now become targets for others. And so there's 3 dudes whose weekend results might make them more attainable at the trade deadline.
They said a second and a third, or a second or a third for one of those guys.
Let me tell you what. Unfortunately, I'm starting to get inside the brain of Trent Baalke and this Jags brain trust. And I can tell you what they're going to say after the trade deadline comes and goes and they make no moves. And I can tell you what they think right now. They think that getting Smoot and Hamilton back, that this pass rush will naturally on its own get better. Never mind once the trade deadline's gone and one of our DNs gets hurt. And then what do we got? Some rookie from Oklahoma State going to give us big, some rookie from Maryland going to give us that push down the stretch. Still like them to be aggressive, man. Again, the same thing we said last week. We have a chance to win the Super Bowl. We're good enough to do that this year, especially with just a little bit more punch. Not sure we have that punch. All right, elsewhere around the league yesterday, we'll do it real quick. Got a Monday nighter today, Raiders and the Lions. Boy, the Raiders sure get a lot of prime time too. The NFL needs to readjust their primetime thinking. They put us some dog with fleas in these games. Can I agree? We're all sick of watching the Giants and the Bears and the Raiders, the Jets. Stop it, NFL. And to kowtow to these markets, because it's a big market, it matters? No, it doesn't. The entire country's an NFL fan. We all are. You don't even have to have a team in your city to be a huge NFL fan. Putting teams on to capture the market is dumb. Put good games on. Now, granted, that game was supposed to be good when it was in the preseason, maybe, but I don't know, man. Cowboys beat the Rams yesterday. The Rams are kind of falling back to what most expected them to be in the preseason, and it wasn't difficult for the Cowboys. Got a big day from Dak Prescott, 4 touchdown passes, 23-point win. Vikings over the Packers, but they lose Kirk Cousins for the year. He tore his Achilles. The stubbornness that coaches show with quarterbacks costs them games. It annoys fan bases. If Taylor Heineke had been playing quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons for the last month, the Falcons would probably be 6-2. But no! You got to draft this deadweight Desmond Ridder, and then you got to double down and play him all the time. And then you lose to Will Levis when you do things like that. That's what happened yesterday. Levis was fantastic. Fearless prediction. Levis, by the end of the year, people will be saying this about him. He stinks. I'm not buying these 3 bombs yesterday. Maybe I'm wrong. Saints over the Colts. Gardner Minshew is becoming the Gardner Minshew we know and love. Very inconsistent and erratic, and you just don't know what you're going to get from week to week. And when you do get the 350-yard Gardner Minshew, his team somehow lose 37-35. We didn't get that yesterday. His team lost 38-27. Dolphins over the Patriots. Over 1,000 yards already for Tyreek Hill. Jets and Giants in a game that only family could love, or punt instructors. If you're a punting coach, you love that game yesterday. Eagles come from behind, beat the Commanders yesterday. That'll do it for Washington. Panthers get their first win. I thought that game would give us a little bit more punch, but 15-13 over C.J. Stroud and the Texans. Seahawks score in the final moments to beat the Browns yesterday. It's the Broncos with a big upset. Chiefs fall to 6-2. Don't know how that happened. Lots of streaks in there. The Chiefs had won 15 in a row in the division on the road. And the Broncos had lost 16 in a row to the Chiefs overall. The last time the Broncos had beaten the Chiefs, Peyton Manning was quarterbacking them. Ravens over the Cardinals. Wild ending, gives you a backdoor cover. And the Bengals suddenly are the Bengals again, so look out. They're going to be for real down the stretch, and somehow they are going to be that team that can start 0-2, 0-3, 1, and be fine. They're fine. They're going to be – they look like a top 2 or 3 team in the AFC to me, even though they're only 4-3 after the win. And then in a Sunday night game that God only knows why they schedule, the Bears are terrible. Take them off of primetime forever. Stop it with the Bears. 30-13 Chargers. That's Football Fix. It can arrive on more your way. Next, the Monday Morning Quarterback, DivorceMenOnly.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. He straps on his helmet and steps into the danger zone.
You've got a pair of bogeys, 12 o'clock.
Go behind enemy lines with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Roger, that's your bogey.
On 1010XL. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Duval! Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Now at Hodges Mazda, the 2023 Mazda CX-5 offers a harmonious balance of responsive handling and effortless acceleration. Lauren Brooks here. Turn heads when you lease the critically acclaimed 2023 Mazda CX-5 for only $309 a month. Plus, all vehicle purchases come with 2 years free maintenance. The sales staff works on salary, not commission, allowing Hodges Mazda to put your best interest first. That is the Hodges Mazda difference. Visit Hodges Mazda today or online at HodgesMazda.com. See dealer for details. $2,999 dual lease signing. Terms and fees for qualified lessees. 36-month lease expires October 31st, 2023.
Hey, Icken here for Bowden Eye Care Associates. I want to remind you that now is the perfect time to schedule your eye exam. Take advantage of your existing insurance benefits before they reset in January. Join the many satisfied patients who trust Bowden Eye with their vision. Schedule your eye exam now and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with clear and healthy eyes. And remember, your deductibles reset in January, so don't miss out on the benefits you've already earned. Bowden Eye Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Now, how many times have we heard it? Lose weight without lifting a finger. It's tempting, isn't it? But deep down, we know there's no shortcut to true health. Number one rule, eating right. Now, you might consider the new medications, and yes, you'll see a difference, but will it last? The latest study from the Journal of Diabetes, Obesity, and Metabolism found that almost 90% of the participants regained at least half of their weight back. I wanted a solution, not a Band-Aid. So I put my trust in Awaken 180 Weight Loss. And as you all know, it's paid off great. I dropped my 25 pounds in just over a month, something I never thought I'd say about a weight loss program. It actually was easy. I haven't put a pound back on since. I finally found my solution for weight loss. You can find your solution by calling 844-346-1800. Again, 844-346-1800, or reserve your consultation online by going to awaken180weightloss.com.
Get into your comfort zone career at AC Designs. We're hiring certified HVAC technicians, call dispatchers, administrative clerks, warehouse associates, and more. Voted Jacksonville's best AC and heating company. We're the family-owned business you can call home. Join our Northeast Florida team with paid health benefits, 401k matching, competitive pay, and training. Apply online at acdesignsinc.net/careers.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The Florida Forum welcomes former Duke men's basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski November 8th. Funds are raised for a Kids Care mobile ICU, a neonatal and pediatric critical care transport vehicle. Kids Care vehicles and helicopters safely transport more than 2,250 infants and children a year to Wolfson Children's Hospital. Get your tickets by clicking thefloridaforum.com or call 202-2886, 202-2886, or thefloridaforum.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Florida and Georgia resumed their rivalry on Saturday. The result was a victory for the Bulldogs. Gator head coach Billy Napier explained the one-sided loss.
We made too many mistakes. We knew the margin of error was going to be small. Georgia's got a good football team. They've got good personnel. They've got a good coaching staff. They've got veteran players that have been in their system.
Florida State secured its 14th win in a row on Saturday, dominating the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. It was FSU's first win against Wake Forest since 2018 and first ever under head coach Mike Mike Norvell, who's still looking for a perfect game.
Was not a perfect game. We didn't, there are a lot of things we're going to have to clean up, but I'm proud of our football team. Pushed and fought together to work to get better.
Georgia head coach Kirby Smart acknowledged the Bulldogs came with a mission, and mission accomplished.
Mission first, team first, and me last. And I thought we had a lot of guys do that first.
That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
It's right now 65 degrees at 7:08. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
You know it! Jags! Jags! Oh!
Excited.
Oh!
Oh, boy.
I'm awash with numbers.
Oh.
Awash!
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Let them sink in, Jacksonville. Let them sink in.
Okay.
6-2.
All right. Numbers?
Since 99.
Numbers?
99! 23 years since we've been 6-2. Just let that breathe for a minute. 7 straight.
And by the way,
road wins.
In a way, though, that's even wrong. They weren't 6-2.
6-2.
We had to be 7-1. We lost 2 games, and the last one was in December. It was a weird stat. I'm not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Haven't been
at least 6-2.
At least 6-2. Since 98.
Yeah.
Only
I wasn't
6-2 or
you.
better
Yeah.
since 98 and 99.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Every bit of it.
7 straight roadies.
Yeah, 4-0 on the road this year. Not to be trifled with.
11-2 in your last 13 regular season games. 2.5 games clear of the division.
But the Titans were last year, so hold on to that
Let it all sink in right now. Let it all wash over you.
thought. The 5-game win streak, the longest in the NFL.
Longest in the NFL. Let it just seep into your soul.
Yeah. They haven't played their best football.
It's been so long.
They haven't played their best football, and they're
so
beating
hard.
teams. And they're beat to heck. You ready? Tyson Campbell, Devon Hamilton, Devin Lloyd, Walker Little, Cam Robinson. They've had 6, 7. Zay Jones missed multiple games. Not games, multiple games.
Oh.
Got a little 3 sacks yesterday. I'm feeling better about that.
September 25th.
Oh.
We were in here.
Yeah.
1-2.
Ooh, not looking
Just
good.
get us to 4-4 at the break, we said.
Yeah, we're 6-2.
We'd be okay.
Yeah. I didn't like
4-4
that.
is a good position.
I wanted more than that.
It'd be all right. Let's just go to London and get a split, we said. A split.
And they're beating good teams.
Atlanta.
Hey,
we win.
All 5 wins in the win streak against teams with winning records.
Buffalo. Okay. But we got to come back. We're jet lagged.
Not really. Not so much.
Jags 37, Colts 20. Okay, but we got to play in 4 days at New Orleans and then at Pittsburgh. Let's just get a split, we said. Oh, what is happening to our club?
NFL teams don't get better. They get better quarterbacks.
I have a question for you, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is an important question.
That's fine. I'll get it
I
right.
need an answer.
Yeah, the answer will be correct. So whatever
you
think the answer is,
will you, in a sign of solidarity, will you, as the master of your domain and your world, will you, Jeff Prosser, do the right thing and today release that crybaby Deontay Johnson from your fantasy roster? Yes or no? Jacksonville wants to know if you will do the right thing and send that baby. Who knew that the NFL wants the freaking Jags to win,
Right.
Deontay?
Right.
What kind of world are we living in, Deontay?
Yeah, they want the Jags
Wait a
to win.
minute. The NFL wants the Jags to win?
That was weak.
Really?
That was weak.
We wait with
No. He will be elevated up my depth chart for his show of passion, and Never say die. So, yeah, I don't know if you've seen the state.
You will not cut him?
I don't know if you've seen the state of my fantasy team, but, I mean, Deontay Johnson will be like top 3 players. So, no, we're not going to get rid of it. I have got another 118 this week, by the way. I'm on the Gus bus. My man Gus Edwards is getting me about 25 a week right now.
Gus bus. Anyway.
But I got burrowed, man. I mean, I played Burrow and Gabe Davis, who got about 100 between them, but I might be okay.
Still to be determined.
We got to tamp down Josh Jacobs tonight, Dan. We can't let him get like 20 points. If we do that, we'll be all right.
Anyway, yeah, they played so. The most amazing thing about this football team, with all and I throw all those numbers, that's pretty amazing in its own, but that's off the field. That's because of their work on the field. They have played losing formula football the last 2 weeks and have won kind of with ease. I mean, I know the Saints game got dicey at the end, but they were in control the whole way. And yesterday was a disaster. They were -3 in turnovers at one. Now, they got too late, but those didn't even matter.
I remember
the fact of the matter is they really were -3 in that game, and somehow and dominated those guys so much. I mean, dude, the way the game started, 3 and out. They didn't get a first down until the second quarter.
Yeah. It does look like this, too. Wow. This isn't I almost hate the wheel bet because every time we talk about an important part of this football team, it gets construed that's what it's about. Mm-hmm. It's not about that. I thought that the pass rush yesterday was the best it's been all year. Like yesterday, it was the first time that pressures meant something to me. They got around him.
Yeah.
They put their hand on him. They forced him into stuff. They had the 3 sacks, and I wonder if Smoot and Hamilton won't, as we get going, make a difference in us, even if they're not the ones getting it or opening it up a little. And by the way, also I'll give you one more. Darius Williams should be the starting Pro Bowl corner in the AFC. That kid's playing unbelievable.
He's playing great.
And he won't get the credit.
I'll tell you something else. Dewey played out of his mind.
Yeah.
There were a couple plays where he looked like he got shot out of a cannon and came up and stuck a guy.
Dewey's been going to speed camp in the offseason.
Dang, Dewey, where'd that come from, crazy so-and-so? So, yeah, Dewey played great. Congrats to him. Congrats to the entire team.
Not bad for a Hope defense.
Yeah, not bad at all. Pickens had one great athletic play.
Was it Jenkins?
Yeah.
Or Gotts is one of them said, Rayshawn, I guess we hoped pretty good. Yeah. Aluakin, I think, said it.
Yeah.
I guess we hoped pretty good today.
They have just.
I don't know why the Steelers talk mess. The Steelers, by the way, are terrible. They're terrible.
And I'll tell you something. One thing, Deontay had one point that was right. And this never happens to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They did get some calls yesterday. It was beautiful. I enjoyed it. How many times have we watched this football team? Trevor got a superstar call. That wasn't roughing on his.
And the Jags was roughing.
It damn sure was. Yeah. And these guys, and I know you Jag fans, you see it through your. Yeah. I'm just telling you, God just buried that dude. And he threw him down.
And I will say this.
Yeah.
Even more so because they called it on Trevor.
Correct.
I mean, so I get it. That's it.
And also, I'll give you one more. Yeah, the field goal should have counted. Yeah. That was a weird call.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why it was weird. Because, again, go back to the Jags and go back and look. Our guy Anton was playing Jawan Taylor at right tackle. Bro, he was 2 yards set off the line of scrimmage. I mean, there's no way his helmet was even close to the center's rear end. And because I was watching it at the offices with a couple guys, and I'm like, look at the right tackle. He's way back. He goes, oh, my gosh. And I go, that's going to get called if they don't fix it. Now, I didn't pay attention enough to see if they went back and fixed it, but I was sitting there going, wow. So, but that's fine. For once, we got a few calls. Big deal. Deal with it, Pittsburghers. You didn't lose because they took 3 points away from you. They couldn't. Their offense is not good. And they can keep riding Najee out there. All they want is the starter. The other kid's way better. And until they fess up and realize that they messed up, fess up to mess up, they're going to be in the same boat. I have commandeered a deal. I've already taken care of it. I did it yesterday on social media. I sent Nathan Rourke to Minnesota for Danielle Hunter.
Oh, that's good.
So I thought that was
good
a
work
good move for us, right? And listen, it was a tough. They wanted. I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it to help you guys out. But we did do it.
Can I just say something about Trevor? Because I hear this a lot, man. And this is going to sound so patronizing. I attribute part of this is to the NFL brings in a lot more casual sports fans than other sports do. If you watch Major League Baseball, you're a baseball fan. I feel like you know the game better.
Yeah.
So I get there's some and again, I don't mean like we're not like brainiacs, some relatively uninformed.
Mm-hmm.
These people that go crazy every time Trevor makes a bad play are driving me nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. Google this. Tom Brady's worst interceptions.
Yeah.
Google this. Peyton Manning's worst interceptions.
Yeah.
Google this. Aaron Rodgers' worst interceptions. You folks out there have lost your dadgum cotton-picking minds.
Sometimes heady Trevor gets replaced by gunslinger.
Yeah, it happens.
Trevor.
I'm watching. So I did just
like,
that.
No.
I got a text yesterday from someone that said, generational quarterbacks don't make that mistake. So you know what I did?
What?
I Googled real quick. Tom Brady's worst interceptions. It took me to a Monday night game in Miami. And the Patriots had 3rd and 3. There was plenty of time left. They were down 28-23.
Yeah.
Brady went back to pass.
Yeah.
The rush got to him. They started slinging him. He literally just threw the ball up in the air to the linebackers. It happens.
He had a couple throws to Ridley yesterday that were sensational. The one to ETN was unbelievable. The way he stood in there and took that hit from Kirk. He's a great player. And what he is, he's a winner. And he's going to have – it's too bad he had to sit through Urban, because if he had a competent coach year one, he would have had us at 8-9, 9-8. And the guy's going to pile up a lot of dubs. That's what he did at Clemson. He lost twice. That's what he did at Cartersville, and that's what he's going to do in the NFL. He's going to win. He's going to win. He's going to win. He's going to win. He likes to do what it takes to win, and he did it again yesterday. So I don't have a problem with it. A 1-to-1 financial, and I'm not even going to bog down. It was a terrible throw. It might have been one of the worst. It's definitely one of the 3 worst of his career.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It didn't cost us.
Right, it didn't cost.
Our 1-to-1 financial poll question of the day, as we continue to roll with 5 straight dubs. There are 4 6-2 teams in the AFC. Where do the Jags rank with these 4? I have it in this order, and I took liberties on this one, obviously, because there are a lot of combinations. KC, Jacks, Baltimore, Miami. Jacks, and who cares? Baltimore, KC, Jacks, and Miami. Or basically, I put everybody first. Miami, KC, Baltimore, Jacks. So you have those 4.
What is the question exactly?
Rank the top. There are 4 6-2 teams.
Well, I mean, whatever has the Jags. I know where we are. I can read the room.
Yeah, Jackson, who cares, 55%. But second, they think Kansas City's
and fourth would be, I think what jumps out at me about that.
Baltimore is 4th.
Yeah,
Miami
they should,
is
and
3rd.
And Baltimore should be 4th. I believe those other teams are better. And the Dolphins, when they get Jalen up and going, I mean, offensively, what the Dolphins can do, it scares you a little bit.
You said earlier in the segment when I was sitting here waiting for my turn.
Oh.
You said.
For your turn.
My turn. You said. You said, look, it doesn't you stop putting Chicago on, whatever, NFL, it doesn't matter. We all watch. Never was that more proven than you, me, and Kat sitting there in our homes.
Right.
I felt you guys watching.
Yeah.
I knew you were cheering against me. It was Arizona and
you got lucky there.
And Baltimore. Arizona plus 9.5. And it was one of the most incredible endings in terms of gambling maybe in the history of mankind.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was that big, but an onside kick worked.
It wasn't just the onside kick. It's 24-7, and then Arizona gets one towards the end of the fourth quarter, 24-13. Well, they got to go for 2 because they want to get back in it. I
needed that.
Yeah, I don't want them to go for 2.
It was 23-13 because they could have got it to 8.
Oh, yeah. So, no.
Yes.
It was 24. It was 24-7, and then it was 24.
Oh, no, the second one.
Yes,
the
second 24-7 is 24-13.
And they got that one.
They got to go for 2. They get it. It's 24-15. I'm covered. I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
great.
9.5 is the
Baltimore
spread.
is right down the field and scores.
Right.
Oh,
and I'm like, okay, we got it back.
Oh, you got it back. 31-15. Oh, no. Cardinals get the ball back. Time's running out. They go down the field. They score. 31-21. But guess what? They got to go for 2 to make it a 1-score game. They roll out. He runs it in. I'm in. I've covered. 31-23. Wait, there's a flag. Oh, God, no. Holding. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And they don't make it.
Yeah.
Great. Comes down to an onside kick. No one's gotten an onside kick in 50 years in the NFL.
It feels that way.
Somehow, some way, the Cardinals get the onside kick. Somehow, some way, Josh Dobbs hits some dude down the middle at about the 25. I'm screaming, kick it, kick it, kick it. Get within 1 and kick it again. And so they trot Prater out there. Like, oh, thank God. They get a penalty. Move it back 5 yards. Great. And then he kicks it, and it just slides in, 31-24. Danny Boy gets it done.
The 5-pack has undergone some renovations here in the last few weeks.
Tightened up.
Cat
had a horrible day.
I've gone 11-3 in the last 3 weeks to get it out from underneath the
negatives.
title. Right.
Yeah.
So Cat had a bad week. He went 1-4. I was hoping for the bagels, so he'd have to bring bagels in on Thursday.
Right.
That should be a new rule, by the way. If you get a bagel, you bring in bagels.
I like that.
Hick went 3-2. He's +6. Cat went 1-4. He's +3. And somehow, some way, I had one push. I got a nice little backdoor push, but I got a backdoor beat before that.
Yeah.
In the same game.
You're in control that whole game. And then you lost it.
And then 3-1. So I'm +1, Hick.
+1, +3, +6.
So, and what that
game
means,
on.
and what that means is that's like if you're +3 and +1, that's one game apart.
Yeah.
1, 3, and 2 versus 1, 2, and 3.
All tight.
Yeah,
it's all
so
tight.
We've tightened it back up when it looked like, and it's a good week for me on potential spins.
Yeah.
Because I got back into the 5-pack.
Yeah.
And yesterday, like I said, yesterday that looked real. The sacks looked real.
3 sacks, so 16 now through 8 games.
So we are on 30.
17, that'd be, yeah.
It'd be 32 needing 3 in the last game.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's going to be right on it.
I'll throw that game out the window.
I need one. Hick, I need one. And you don't want it. I need one little 5-sack game. I can get one little 5-sack game.
You'll get one of those, but then hopefully you'll get a couple zeros.
And I might because
that's how it works. All right. We got a lot to do. We got Baselli at 8 o'clock, so we'll break down the.
Did you watch the Gator game this
weekend?
With
the Jaguars? No, I didn't. I did not go.
You didn't miss much.
I went down there at one of the earliest times I've ever gone down there. We left in the 9 o'clock hour to head down to downtown Jacksonville. It was a blast, great time as always. But I got so hammered I didn't make it to the game. I sobered up in time and faked my way through the post-game show though. But I was not happy because they whispered in my ear, "Gators lost." All right, so we'll talk about that and more. Busy day here on a Monday.
Breakfast with Baselli coming up in just a little over half hour as well, so we'll pick the big fella's brain on heading into the bye week 6-2. Owners of a 5-game win streak. You're listening to The Drill on the Monday Morning Quarterback, DivorceMenOnly.com.
Now, Downtime with Dan, brought to you by Ameris Bank. Whether you need help with business, personal, or mortgage banking, we're with you. Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Lost in all the madness, lost in all the shuffle of football, there was a World Series that started this weekend, and it was good. It's entertaining. It's good stuff. It's a shame in a way. It's in the middle of football season, but Arizona and Texas, which also doesn't give you luster, and I suspect most of you couldn't give a darn about the Fall Classic this year, but it's split 1-1. They're going to Arizona. It doesn't matter where they play, who they play. Arizona really could be up 2-0, but you know what? Texas has been there before. They lose at home. They win on the road. So I have no idea what's going to happen going forward. I know that a lot of former Mets were involved. Tommy Pham got 4 hits in a game. Sewald and Castro lost the first game, and Scherzer goes in game 3. That's what I got connected with the World Series. Enjoy.
You love free, and at Ameris Bank, so do we. That's why we're proud to offer worry-free, hassle-free Ameris Bank free checking. Manage your money your way with convenient access to digital, mobile, and telephone banking, all with no monthly service fee or minimum balance requirements. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. For more information or to open an account, visit our local bankers in person or online at amerisbank.com/free checking. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Hey, we're facing some interesting economic times, right? I can't speak for all of us, but for me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with the guys at ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Look, I'm not an expert on the economic conditions. I don't know when to invest, how to invest, what to invest into. But I do know as I move closer to retirement, when I check my little funds, I see that arrow up. And the arrow's up because of Chris Bryant and Jeff Hartman. The arrow's up because of Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, and Reed Wingate. And from Junebug to Juju, 3 generations of Hickens have invested with our friends at ITP Partners. They listen and they give us each individualized strategies where our goals become their priority. So get in the game, guys. ITP Partners always there to help. For more info, you got a question, a financial need, Chris at ITPPartners.com, or call him 312-9751, 312-9751. ITP Partners, my financial partners for life.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
I had no. All right, gang, you remember the old hair club commercials where the dude says, "I'm not just the owner, I'm also a client"? I love when we get certain sponsors or clients around here that are introducing you to a new product that it just hits me in the sweet spot. That's what Prize Picks is. Prize Picks is daily fantasy that does it a little bit different. You pick athletes, and then they have projected stats, and you pick more or less on those stat lines, and you can be a winner. So first things first, let me just tell you, go to prizepicks.com/1010XL. Use code 1010XL. You get a first deposit match of up to $100. But it's so easy. It's so fun, and I find myself now playing every week. It's become one of my favorite daily fantasy outlets. NFL, NBA, you name it, they've got the sport, and it's so easy to do. Prize Picks, the most fun I've had. And you can win up to 25 times your money. They have a formula where you win even if you don't get them all right. It's Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com today.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class, we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air, we always play fair. We make the difference 'cause we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
E.T. here for Brackish Vodka. This Jacksonville-produced and distilled gluten-free corn-based vodka is the smoothest vodka you'll ever have. And because it's mineral salt filtered after being distilled 5 times, you get the smoothest vodka on the market. And it's made right here in Jacksonville. Brackish Vodka won the silver medal at the Spirits competition this year. But you need to try Brackish Vodka to believe it yourself. The smoothest vodka you'll ever have. Drink like a local. Drink Brackish Vodka. Come on, somebody.
Hey folks, Hicken here for Zero Res. Did you know it's been 19 years since the Benyon family started the company? They want me to tell you it's been a pleasure serving the great people of Jacksonville. To celebrate, just say, happy birthday, Zero Res, and they'll give you $50 off your cleaning. That's right, $50 off carpet, tile and grout, upholstery, area rugs, or air duct cleaning. Their birthday gift to you. Some minimums may apply, so give them a call. Happy birthday, Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards, the right way to clean.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by November 2nd.
It's your avenue to Athens.
Follow Mandarin's Carson Beck and the Bulldogs all season long on the Bulldog Report.
Brought to you by Travis Cummings and the Bailey Group on 1010XL. How about the Dogs?
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran owned and operated.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
On 1010XL.
All right, Sports Concepts and Rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. We do it each and every day. At the end of the drill, we like to hand out a prize pack. Gibby, do we have something to hand out today?
Oh, we always do. $25 gift card to 5 Star Pizza. Bigger, better, faster. 5starpizza.com.
Oh, wonderful. The NFL, there's no figuring it out. I mean, 3 weeks ago, the San Francisco 49ers were the best team in the NFL. They were 5-0. The Cincinnati Bengals were done. They were 1-3, and Joe Burrow was limping around. Yesterday, Joe Cool second edition, went to the home of Joe Cool first edition, went like 28-32, and beat the Niners to get his club to 4-3, while the Niners fell to 5-3, and now Brock Purdy looks very average, and everybody's scratching their heads.
It can't just be Debo, right?
No. Well, Williams is out too, but it's not just that. There's something not clicking. It's just one of those lulls of the NFL season that some good teams sometimes have. I don't know. It's the Bills are kind of going through it as well.
I'll tell you what they are doing.
Very odd.
I'll tell you what they're doing. They're killing the flex vibe.
Yeah, they're killing the
right?
flex vibe.
I mean, the Niners were 7-1 right now. I believe, although, let's don't forget, Fox and CBS get to protect one game.
Yeah.
That is a dog week in the schedule, man. It's hard to find a dog week in an NFL schedule. There's usually something, buddy.
Yeah.
This is a dog week.
You talking about after the bye?
Oh, my God, dude.
Talking about Jags
I'm
week?
talking about when the Jags return, and we wonder, will they be flexed, right? That was the talk. You ready for the games that week?
Yeah.
I mean, it's ugly. First of all, the Sunday night game is the Jets at the Raiders.
Raiders again.
I'll be begging for Heidi to come on and for him to leave the game.
So
remember the Heidi game?
I remember the Heidi game. So we get the Raiders tonight and then the Raiders next weekend.
It's a joke. No, 2 weekends away. But here's the problem, Dan. Here's why if you're Fox and you've got the Niners at the Jags, here are the rest of the games that week. You ready? Tell me what you're going to flex into the Jets-Raiders spot.
Mm-hmm.
Colts at Patriots, Texans at Bengals, Saints at Vikings, Packers at Steelers, Titans at Bucks, Browns at Baltimore, maybe, Falcons at Cardinals, Lions at Chargers, Giants at Cowboys, Washington at Seattle. That may be the worst. Now, it could change in 2 weeks, as we said. That is a terrible week of NFL scheduling.
Well,
You've got a lot of bum games there.
Focus on this week. You may want to make a note, 9:30, Kansas City, Miami, and Frankfurt, Germany. That's a pretty good one.
Baby, that is a good one.
6-2 teams. So
that's a big one.
That will be interesting.
By the way, you know what else is nice to this little 5-game win streak and surge to 6-2? We get to also play the scoreboard watch. The heck with it. Let's go for that top seed again.
Oh, yeah, you're back.
Right?
You're back in there.
Now, we got to listen. The Jags play depending on what you think of them, the Titans twice.
Yeah.
San Francisco, Baltimore, and Cincinnati. Now, the good news is San Francisco, Baltimore, Cincinnati, it's hard to believe all three of those games, home games.
That's wonderful.
We got such a break when we got to play that Buffalo game.
They're going to turn the lights on here. And listen, here's the beauty of it, man. So we're through the first half of the season for the Jags, right? Now we get a bye. Boys get to go do their thing. They all come back rested. Our next game is November 12th. You know what November 12th is in Jacksonville? Beautiful. It's a great time. You're going to have football weather out there. You'll get a crisp night when we play the Bengals or the Ravens. We have the second half of a season in Jacksonville, Florida, to me, is the best time.
It's just set up, man.
It's
we got 4 great home games.
These are games that you all – listen, and here's something else. When we play on Monday night against the Bengals, I think it's December 4th. I'm not positive. But when we play, take Tuesday off. When we play Sunday night 2 weeks after that against the Ravens, take the next Monday off. You guys,
I know Dan and I are.
Yeah, you guys holiday it up, baby. I mean, this is it. We got to listen. Tell work everywhere in the city, dudes. We haven't been 6-2 in forever. We got to enjoy this ride.
And it's
this
legit.
season.
You know what, Dan?
Oh, yeah,
this matters. All 5 wins against teams with winning records. Does that mean they're the best in the league? No, but we're not beating up like the Panthers and the Giants and the Bears. We're not beating the Cardinals and the Broncos.
No, we got a chance here again, and that goes into the trade deadline, which is another discussion that'll be coming up at some point. But again, we are all in favor of doing stuff. And I'll tell you something a little concerning. And again, I hate to nitpick because I'm very happy. And I open the show with letting the numbers awash me. And I just like to take a moment and just let those numbers fall. Like
wash
rain,
over you, yes.
Like rain coming down.
Cleansing.
I feel good
Nice.
about it. I feel really good. Golly, man.
Aroused almost.
Frankly, yes. We got to do something about this backup running back spot.
Yeah,
I don't know if we got to get JaMychal Hasty up and let him play.
Yeah.
He was better than these other two cats.
It's time for Bigsby to have a seat.
Or get to Ernest Johnson, but my man Tank, we just can't do it.
It's so funny how that running back position works.
He goes 10-yard run. I go, okay, Tank.
Yeah, and then fumble.
Makes a first down. Okay, Tank.
Yeah, fumble.
Then fumbles.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the defense knows it, too.
Which, by the way, he's now done a couple times. Now he's fumble guy. He won't see the ball again for a while.
They can't put him in.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching the game yesterday, and people have been talking about it, and I think Tony really was one of the first to bring it up about all the touches. And so I'm like, man, they're just going to run ETN to death today.
As a young man, do it.
Bro, do this. Pull out your calculator and go 27 times 17 for me real quick. Just do 20. It's 400 and something,
50,
isn't it?
450.
Yeah. And that's
459.
Yeah, 459 touches if he does it 27 times a week, which is what he did yesterday.
Well, the problem is that's not the plan, but I do what you got to do. He's a young dude.
And the only
missed a
reason
year
Tank
with
came
injury.
in is because ETN limped off.
I know. And then he came right back in.
Well, they retaped him up and set him in. He's a tough kid.
Now he gets a couple of weeks. The team should get back to full health. I thought it was interesting that Walker Little was active, but didn't play.
I would ask.
Why would
that
you
question.
Why would you activate him and not play?
If you're good enough to be active, you're good enough to play.
I guess they're saying if in a pinch if somebody gets injured, he could.
We keep him up,
but that still doesn't make sense.
But we'd rather
to me.
keep him out another week.
You know that running back position? It's so weird. Like, was this a dream, or did we not have Darrell Henderson for a cup of coffee last year?
The Rams guy.
Yeah, didn't we go get him?
We did.
Because he had done things, and you thought, well, maybe he might be able to do something, and no, and then he's been completely out of the league, and now the Rams have signed him again. He's like a 100-yard guy. It's just so weird. It's like sometimes a running back can only perform in a certain place.
Yeah.
Then there are other guys like Latavius Murray. Doesn't matter where you send him, he's capable.
Well, you got to keep pounding, and you got to keep firing, and you got to try to figure it out. But man, two and a half game cushion in the NFL is incredible. And Kansas City yesterday, and good for Denver because they'd gone 0 for 16 against them,
and now they're 3-5.
And so they rattle off that Taylor Swift music blasting through the
it was good.
The stadium after the win.
It was.
I like that.
It doesn't matter how many years we follow it, Dan.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much we know it.
Yeah.
You still lose sight every year what a long and winding road that 17 games is, and how some teams can look so good.
Week to week.
But even we say week to week, but it's more like section to section.
Yeah.
Right? Like week to week doesn't usually a bad team can week to week look good, but like either a good team or a bad team, if they really are good or bad, by the end of the year it comes through. Like the Bengals are a perfect example to the good.
I wonder if coaches here's what's happened in Denver, by the way. You talk about Denver's been playing better. They ain't letting Russell cook no more. He's thrown for 200 or less yards 4 straight weeks.
Yeah.
So they're running the ball.
But he had 3 touchdowns yesterday.
I understand, but they're not letting him throw it 45 times a game.
Yeah.
We ain't cooking, Russ.
Yeah.
You're going to play smart manager football, and we're going to win that way.
And I get Russell Wilson's very polarizing. He should be. I mean, there's so many reasons that he draws attention to himself. But he hadn't been terrible this year. He's got a passer
been much better.
101.7.
But again, if you throw for 150 yards, bro, you're going to do that.
What do you think Russell Wilson touchdown interception numbers are?
I know he's way up there with the quarterback rating, so I'm sure he's good.
16-4.
Yeah.
They're not losing because of Russell Wilson.
No, I agree.
No, I hear you.
I agree.
The highest passer rating in the league, or the second highest passer rating in the league belongs to?
Is it Tua?
Tua's number 1. I'm not counting Will Levis and his one game, 130. Yeah. No, it's Kirk Cousins, man, and he's gone for the year now, and that takes us to the trade deadline.
They were saying that Kirk was playing the best football of his career, and I kind of believe that.
18 touchdowns, 5 picks, 103 passer rating, 70% completion percentage. They've got no Cousins.
Kirk Cousins became a likable guy because of the Netflix series,
it helped.
Jeff.
It
really did.
Yeah,
I mean, he was sort of like, he kind of opened up.
Don't disagree.
And I saw them do an interview pregame with him yesterday, and the lady was saying, here are some words to describe you. And one of them was nerdy, and he goes, "Oh yeah, absolutely."
Yeah.
And he is. He
goes,
and then he'll put the chain on, and
I don't understand. It's funny, like injuries. It's almost like catching a cold. I mean, it's like suddenly the Achilles injuries. Every week somebody's getting the Achilles.
Yeah,
it's just weird, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do this. We're steamrolling towards Baselli at 8:00. So we'll take a break right now. Here's how this works: 641-1010. Gibby's going to tell you what you're going to win. Gibby decides. You be kind. You be courteous. That's an E thing. So if you do that, Gibby will be just fine with that. And you'll win what, Gibby?
$25 gift card to 5 Star Pizza.
Boom. We'll come back and we'll review the Jaguars win with our Dream Finder segment. That's coming up next right here on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Defending against an attack is a critical part of security.
Turnover!
And the defensive player of the game can help secure a victory.
Now we got to play D, boys.
After the game, catch the superior fence and rail defensive player of the game on 1010XL.
Did you know the new 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid has an onboard system that charges the battery so you never have to plug it in? When you think Honda, you think quality, value, safety. Now think hybrid. Visit your local Honda dealer and experience the car of tomorrow today.
Okay, listen up, team. They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jax, so we gotta play like the experts we are. When customers call with leaky faucets, broken water heaters, toilet repairs, broken pipes, or any other challenge, we'll give them the solution fast. Now, who are we?
Roland Reese Plumbing!
I can't hear you.
Roland Reese Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjax.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, Hickett here for Lockhart Construction. That's a long-time Jacksonville business. Shane Lockhart runs it now. His dad started. His dad still works with him. His guys are Jacksonville guys taking care of people who live here like me. Hey, man, I needed some remodeling work done at the Hicken household at the Casa. Well, BWR did, and we used Lockhart Construction twice, and 2 different times they have done stellar work. I can't give them a big enough endorsement. They're great people. They become friends. Boy, if you need something done in your house, no job too big or too small, give the Lockhart family a call. Their family will give your family a better living experience. Any questions, any thoughts, any ideas? Shane will call you back. Shane Lockhart, Lockhart Construction, 994-3865. Shane Lockhart, 994-3865.
For honest and reliable automotive care at your convenience, visit any Famous Automotive or Famous Quick Lube. With 20 locations open 7 days a week, they also offer fleet accounts for your business. Visit any Famous Automotive and Famous Quick Lube.
Pastor Joby Martin here with the Church of 1122. We are honored once again to partner with the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for the Great Futures Weekend, which includes golf and Mackenzie's 5K run at the esteemed TPC Stadium course. Help us continue to honor Mackenzie Wilson's legacy. That's Friday and Saturday, November 17th and 18th. You can golf or you can run. It'll be a great time. Additional info at MackenzieRun.org. Proceeds go to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida.
If you are a fan of the U, listen for the Performance Painting Hurricane Report.
I'm JJ LaSelva, and I bring you news and notes you need to know from Miami every week on the Hurricane Report.
On 1010XL, Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve. Post-Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
1010XL is a proud sponsor of Operation New Uniform's 10th Annual Heroes Gala, featuring retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and former Congressman Alan West. Saturday, December 2nd at Sawgrass Marriott. Operation Uniform is a free, life-changing program that helped me, David Trenholm, successfully transition from a 20-year career in the United States Navy to the business world. Join 1010XL and sponsor Operation Uniform's 10th Annual Heroes Gala today. Go to onuvets.org. That's onuvets.org today.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. You hear about guarantees and warranties. What is Underwood's policy?
Frank, to talk about guarantees and warranties, you have to look at our history of over 70 years in business. Underwood's entire reason for existence is and has been to offer fine products that will be used with such satisfaction that both the giver and the receiver will want to come back, and hopefully they'll tell their friends about us. To do this means we've got to try our hardest to satisfy every customer. All of our people understand that. Now, I'm sure over the years we've made a few mistakes, but we've never failed to make good on any Underwood product that was returned with a legitimate customer complaint. Our entire reputation would mean nothing if we didn't conduct ourselves that way. Simply put, conducting our business with integrity is a lot more important to Underwoods and our customers than all the guarantees, warranties, and contrived legal obligations in the world. And you've got Underwood's word, my word, and all of our people's word on that.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to Cam Locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
Get Gators play-by-play on 1010XL. Brought to you by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ticket here, Zero Res turns 19 this month. To celebrate, just say happy birthday, Zero Res, and they'll give you $50 off your cleaning. Some minimums may apply, so give them a call. Happy birthday, Zero Res. Spelled forwards or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Regular strength training is key to maintaining muscle mass. Like muscle building, you need to stress the muscle to maintain strength. This means lifting enough weight and doing enough reps to the point where it's too hard to do one more. Yoga and Pilates are also lower impact muscle building workouts that help maintain lean body mass and improve flexibility. Let's get moving, Jacksonville. This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
After the Jags' 5th consecutive win, they go into the bye week with all the momentum at 6-2. QB Trevor Lawrence gave his thoughts on yesterday's win going into the off week.
Feels great. That's what, I was talking to one of the guys in the locker room, is like all week leading up to it. It's like before you're bye, you're just find a way to win. And that's the worst, going into a bye week losing. And then you got 2 weeks to think about it and sit around and ponder that one and get ready for the next one. But it feels great where we're at. We also understand that we hadn't won anything yet. We're 6-2. It's a great spot to be in. We've been on a great run, but we gotta keep carrying that momentum when we come back.
Trevor Lawrence, courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
This is your Jaguars Rewind, brought to you by Dreamfinders Homes, your dream builder, building the American dream, one home at a time.
Right, they are, and Dreamfinders, the official home builder of the Jaguars since 2014, so what a win for the Jags yesterday on the road in Pittsburgh, 20-10. Boy, and we just kept stumbling over ourselves. We had chances to deliver the knockout blow, play after play after play. Trevor had to stumble himself. Here's his pick.
Play fake, dropping, looking.
Don't
Trevor
throw it.
Don't
throw
the
it.
back corner of the
Don't
end
throw
zone,
it.
and that ball is picked off in the end zone and run out to the 1 yard line. They had a first down at the 6 yard line, and he is picked off in the end zone.
Oof, that's that Kazee guy, Pross. You remember him? Who did he hurt on our team in the preseason?
Yeah, it was, Marquise Lee, maybe?
Yes,
it was Marquise
because he played for the Falcons.
Yeah, that dude is a dirty player. He hit Calvin Ridley yesterday one time when Calvin was down. He blasted into him. And
that was a bad knee injury for Marquise.
Yes, it kind of was almost a career ender. But anyway, that aside, the Jaguars are tougher than the Steelers. They're a better defense than the Steelers. They did a pretty good job on T.J. Watt yesterday. He got one time. We had Anton Harrison and single on him, and he blew right by him and got a sack. But overall, I thought the O-line did really well. The Steelers are going to get their sacks. That's a team that gets after the quarterback as well. But they had to blitz a couple times to make that happen. Jaguars were stumbling. They needed a big play. And then Trevor went to his old college buddy.
He drops, four-man rush. Looks, fires, right side. Ball's caught. Travis Etienne, right sideline. 15, 10, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown. A touchdown pass from Trevor Lawrence to Travis Etienne of 56 yards for the score.
Quality Build Homes. You can call your own. Step up your game. Visit DreamFindersHomes.com to find your home. Pross, is it fair to say Etienne is now a top 5 running back in the NFL?
I don't know. He's in that category.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't get enough. He needs.
Well, let me ask you a question.
He needs more bigger. He needs more games where he goes for 140.
Let me ask you a bigger question. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's different. It changes. Running backs are, guys are hurt. Who are the top 5 running backs in the NFL?
Well, which way's the wind blowing?
Yeah, so that's
It's
why
all about who stays healthy.
That's why I kind of think he is, maybe.
Well, I mean, he's in fairness to him.
Yeah.
Last year he was top 5 in rushing, and this year I think he's number 3.
Yeah.
So maybe he is, Dan. Maybe he is.
I mean, McCaffrey seems to be the guy right
For sure.
now, right? But after that, who?
I don't look.
You know
now.
who's ahead? You know who's second?
Yeah,
and he
Zach
won't be
Moss.
for long. Yeah.
I was going to say, don't look now, but you know who's starting to look pretty dadgum good in his return is Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
That dude's piling. That guy's good. That skill set's good. So I think he's probably ultimately up there. But, yeah, to your point, it's such a quick changing in the guard.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's got a ton of potential. Devon Achane. That dude that dude was like 50 yards every time he touched the ball before he got hurt, but I'm not putting him over.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say, you know what? Let me review. Yeah, he is a top.
I think he's top 5 running back.
He's number 3 in the NFL in rushing. Now, that's going to, he could be number 6 by next week.
Right.
But I don't think
he's an emerging star.
I guess my point is there's not a big difference between him and Kenneth Walker or Bijan Robinson or some of these other
But I'm glad to have
guys.
one of those guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Breece Hall.
All right, so the Jags take care of business, and they seal it with Dewey.
High snap, he handles it, dropping the throw is Trubisky. Fires this one deep downfield, and that ball is going to be picked off. The Jags pick it off, and they're going to run it back. That is Dewey Wingard, picked it off in the middle of the field. He's still running it back. He got it into Pittsburgh territory. Andrew Wingard stepped up and picked that thing off. He's playing in place of Andre Cisco, and that is a big takeaway for the Jaguars.
Yeah, Andre Cisco not playing was a bit of a surprise. He left the game previously with cramps.
Yeah, but they
apparently it wasn't cramps.
Well, they changed that to hamstring pretty early. I know the answer, and it escaped me. And I got asked yesterday, and it come up. Where did the Dewey come from again? Do we know? Why is he Dewey? There was a reason. I can't remember why he didn't come to town with that nickname, did he?
I don't remember. Somebody will tell us on the text line.
He grabbed the terrible towels. That's what I know.
Well, he did.
Those little yellow towels.
Yellow. Yeah, we don't.
Pittsburgh, for a big, strong, black and blue collar, Rust Belt town, sure acquitted themselves as a bunch of little crybabies this week.
They sure did, man.
The fans and the media crybabying about the terrible towel. The players, Deontay Johnson crying yesterday about the calls. What a bunch of cry. Pittsburgh didn't used to be tough.
Apparently not.
Made out of grit and steel.
Yeah,
didn't used to sweat bullet. I mean, you're just a bunch of babies.
I know you Steeler fans are down here listening.
That's a bunch of babies. Doc Murphy, I'm ashamed of you.
That was embarrassing what you guys
it's not that you lost, it's that you just cried and whined.
Doc Murphy would say the same thing.
Yeah, he would.
He would not put up with
that.
that.
The whole time he just cried and whined. And
Doc Murphy, you know what Doc Murphy will do right now? He'll say it's hockey season, Hick. So I'm going to watch the Pens.
You know what? I'm on board with I'm on board with Steeler fan and Mike Tomlin. He was a good coach for Pittsburgh. He did a lot. They need a change.
Well,
his coach is poor. His team is poorly coached, and I'll give you a perfect example.
Yeah,
you got to coach your team, and he lets him run amok. He let Antonio Brown run amok.
Yeah,
Pickens catches that ball. You got to hustle your butt back to the line and run a play.
Yeah, because the Jags did that one time. Yeah,
they're just poorly coached. He's a poor coach, man. He does not. And you know what, Dan? It's time to stick in all this credit for going 9-8. It doesn't do you a damn thing except keep you in the middle of pack drafting.
Yeah. Well, since 2014, there's only been one official home builder of the Jags, Dreamfinders Homes, quality build homes, speedy move-in process, 20-plus communities, and the best locations in Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes, everywhere you want to live. Get off the sideline, Jags fans. Get in the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
I have a Dailies double take before we go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk to the big fella, Tony Baselli. Breakfast with Baselli, as our Jags said at the bye week. Position with the best record in the AFC. Man, the sky looks like it's the limit. Here's my double take. I think Tyson Fury's a pretty good boxer, man. I watched him beat Deontay Wilder. You know, he's just a big old Irish English lug, wherever he's from over there. I mean, he's just he's not cut. He's just like old school, just a big old blob of a man, but a good, quick feet, good hands. This dude lost to a UFC guy yesterday, making his own. I mean, he's like worse than Jake Paul. This dude lost the fight. They cheated and gave it to him.
Yeah.
But he lost this Francis Ngannou.
Mm-hmm.
who literally, now look, he was a bad A UFC fighter. Did you happen to see him in the postgame after he lost a split decision? And Fury, by the way, is an undefeated heavyweight champion. His next fight is a unification bout. He's beaten good fighters. As
I feel like Fury. I didn't watch
just
it.
Didn't train or prepare.
That's what I felt. He looked a little flabby out there.
Yeah,
I
well,
feel
he's
like
always
he's like,
flabby.
I'll win this thing.
Here, I will. There's two things said in the postgame that caught my eye. Again, the Daily's Double Take, brought to you by the Dash. Two things caught my ear, I should say, in the postgame. One, I'll give Fury credit. He said, he's a lot better than I thought he'd be. It's on me. I mean, I'm shocked. I thought this would be an easy fight. That's first. And Ngannou on the other side said, man, this isn't that hard, man. Y'all better be ready. I'm here. And this is the heavyweight champion of the world and basically fighting an exhibition along the Paul brothers line. You cherry pick a former UFC guy. You make him a boxer. And dang, if Ngannou didn't knock him down in round 3, and I realize no one cares about boxing. We'll be back with a Breakfast with Pacelli next on The Drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Wherever you go, we go.
Those are the rules. I didn't make them up.
Download the 1010XL and XL 92.5 FM apps for free on Apple and Android devices to listen anywhere in the world.
Maybe the key to the whole plan. Get it?
Got it.
Good.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
It's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, you just got married, just got divorced, or have children, gang, you're going to want to take care of your family, right? Hickett here from Matt Hinson in the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not an attorney yet, but have you done your last will? It's not the most comfortable thing to do, but it's something we all have to and should do. Besides getting your assets, get to the people that you choose. Planning will help minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Matt Hinson is there to help. He's going to listen. He's going to help you with some tough decisions. Matt Hinson will provide you the info needed so you are at ease with your choice. It's the Hinson Law Firm. If you have questions, reach out to Matt, 904-527-1700. That's 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Now, how many times have we heard it? Lose weight without lifting a finger. It's tempting, isn't it? But deep down, we know there's no shortcut to true health. Number one rule, eating right. Now, you might consider the new medications, and yes, you'll see a difference, but will it last? The latest study from the Journal of Diabetes, Obesity, and Metabolism found that almost 90% of the participants regained at least half of their weight back. I wanted a solution, not a Band-Aid. So I put my trust in Awaken 180 Weight Loss. And as you all know, it's paid off great. I dropped my 25 pounds in just over a month, something I never thought I'd say about a weight loss program. It actually was easy. I haven't put a pound back on since. I finally found my solution for weight loss. You can find your solution by calling 844-346-1800. Again, 844-346-1800. Or reserve your consultation online by going to awaken180weightloss.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is now offering online scheduling for new patient appointments for all of their physicians. Simply schedule your appointment on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. JOI is the first orthopedic practice in North Florida to offer this feature to patients. To schedule your appointment online, visit joi.net and click on the button at the top of the page. If you'll be using insurance, be sure and have your information handy. JOI, where the pros go.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Mystic Cornhole Company builds the best high-quality custom boards right here in Jax. Perfect for weddings, tailgating, your business, a day at the beach, and a great gift idea for you-know-who. See their designs at MysticCornholeCompany.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
How large are the Rocky Mountains? The answer coming up.
How long has it been since you compared homeowners insurance rates? Log on to southernoak.com to find an agent or get an instant quote online. Find us at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The Rocky Mountains stretch for over 3,000 miles from British Columbia in Canada all the way south to New Mexico.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Southern Oak Insurance. With the Florida loss to Georgia, head coach Billy Napier was able to glean something positive from the defeat.
I do think the kids continue to play hard. I do think we have a group that has character. Ultimately, when you fail in the game of football and in life, you got an opportunity to learn.
Florida QB Graham Mertz credits Georgia's defense for making it a tough day on the Gators.
They're a talented defense, and I think there were times, multiple times tonight where I could have done a better job. When you get behind the sticks, it's never easy.
In high school football, a trio of Bartram Trail seniors saved senior night on Friday at Bears Stadium as the Bears rallied in the fourth quarter to gain a victory over Oak Leaf. NFL Sunday saw the Miami Dolphins with a commanding victory over the Patriots. They're now 6-2 for the first time since 2001. Coach Mike McDaniel praised the game as a huge division win, completing a season sweep of the Pats. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
66 degrees at 8:04. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Now Breakfast with Boselli
On 1010XL.
Brought to you by
Epstein & Robbins DUI Defense Firm and Mr. Rooter Plumbing of Jacksonville. Breakfast provided by Chick-fil-A.
All right, before we get to the Hall of Famer,
yes,
I have an update on the future Hall of Famer, Andrew Dewey Wingard.
Okay.
Dewey is a nickname that it came about when his niece was little. She couldn't say Andrew. She said Dewey. So that's where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
So all you know-it-alls on the text line, by the way, who name call and say, it's a nickname for Andrew, you idiot. Nice try.
Oh, dear.
You're even stupider for having sent it.
No,
with such,
stupider.
Yeah, you're stupider. Stupider is as stupider does.
Yes. The Hall of Famer, Don Anthony Boselli Jr., number 71 in your program, number 1 in your heart, number 355 PFHOF, joins us on the program right now. And, Tony, the numbers are hard for me to let wash over me as I'm just not used to this for this franchise. 23 years, 7-1, 6-2, and 7 wins in a row on the road, and 11-2 in your last 13 regular season games. Tony, it gives me goosebumps to say these things.
They're a good team. They're a good team. I mean, they're a complete team. They're not the team I think we thought they were going to be.
No.
But they might be better. This version,
in the long run, right? Yeah.
The actual version's better than the version I probably had concocted in my head.
I think you're right. And you're talking about the defense and the offense. Look, and really, honestly, Tone, if we took you this formula, even in the last 2 weeks, like if we said to you, well, the Saints are going to run 87 plays and the Jags are going to run 52, and the Jags are going to be -3 in turnovers in Pittsburgh, you're like, well, loss. And they won those games, and they won in somewhat, yesterday especially, dominating fashion.
Well, yeah. I mean, with the last interception on the Hail Mary, we ended up -1.
I know, but those. Yeah.
In the flow of the game, we were -2 because of the Dewey interception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good football team. I mean, they play. You know, ever since that the game against Houston, they've played complementary football, where the defense is stout after sudden change. The offense is taking advantage of turnovers and sticks it in the end zone. You get great special teams playing field position football. You know, McManus makes every kick he looks at, and Logan Cook is, a maestro of just finding a way to.
Maestro. He's a maestro, Tony. Very nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful word choice.
Yes, sticking things down deep in enemy territory. So,
yes, sir.
It's a team right now that believes. It's very confident. It's a very close team, and it's a team that has a head coach who understands what makes them tick and how to get the best out of them. And they're fighting through injuries. They've had some key injuries, key players, but guys step up. I mean, yesterday Dewey, Cisco's who's had a great year so far can't play. Andrew Winger comes up, and it's nothing like no problems. Let's keep on rolling. And so they're a well coached team. They have good talent. They like each other. They believe in each other, and they play the game of football as a team sport, which that's the ultimate. This is the ultimate team sport. And you put all those things together, and you have some resiliency, and you fight through things. Good things are going to happen, and that's why. Listen, they're 6-2. It's a long season. I don't think they're going to go undefeated from here on out.
Are you sure?
I hope they do.
I'm surprised that you would make this call, being the eternal optimist of sunshine and rainbows.
No, but the reason, but I'm going to put an optimistic spin on it.
Okay.
It doesn't worry me because this team is not going to be phased by a rough spot, whether
patch.
it's in a game or it's in in the season, a loss that you're not expecting or a tough loss. They're a mentally tough group, and they have a lot of grit, and so that's what I like about this team. So it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, even within the game. I mean, think of that yesterday.
Yeah.
They should have been up 28.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was maddening.
They were dominating, dropping, and we're dropping interceptions, and then we're turning the ball over.
Yeah, Trey Herndon had one right. I mean, pick six handed to him. Whoa.
And then we're turning the ball over.
Yeah.
And you look up and it's 6-3.
Oh dear.
And we've been watching enough football, and when one team's dominating the other, and it's a close game, it's like. Usually that doesn't work out so well.
I'm going to go on record and officially predict that the Jaguars won't be 15-2. But Tony, I've dug something up here. You know what, my friend? We were together optimistic about the future of the franchise, of the season, of the way the defense might play. When you joined me here on Breakfast with Baselli, and you said this, and they laughed at you, Tone. They came at you on social media. My partner here came at you.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what Tony said back in August.
I think the total for Trayvon and Josh Allen will be 25.
Oh, hey, all right.
Dirty to me.
They laughed at you.
I think 23. 23 to 25.
Okay. They laughed at him.
Uh-huh.
They told him he was an idiot.
Yeah.
They said he didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
We are 8 games in.
Yes.
And those two dudes have 12 and a half sacks. On pace for the 25 that they told you, Tony Baselli, Hall of Famer,
yes,
Jaguars analyst, they told you didn't know what you were talking, that you didn't know football, my friend.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's and actually we're not quite at the halfway point.
That's right. Right, 30. You should have said 30, Tone.
No, I'll be honest, I didn't see Josh having 9.
Right. Right.
And I thought Trayvon would have more than 3.5, but get there one way or another. I mean, Josh Allen's just playing good football.
Yeah, he is.
Like every week.
Tony, that's like all pro. That's not Pro Bowl.
Right.
That's all pro stuff, right? I mean, the way because I see him making tackles on
Gosh,
the run.
He's so good. What has happened, Tone? What is the difference in this Josh Allen? And he's been a good player. Don't get me wrong, but this is a dominant player.
He disappeared at times.
This is a give the dude 5-year, 120, whatever the going rate is.
Yeah.
He's a guy who it matters a lot too. And I think he, after last year, he knew he didn't play the way he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And the year before that, he was hurt. And he loves Jacksonville, and he wants to be here. That's for sure. And
he's gonna be.
and he just, this offseason he said enough's enough. I'm gonna go. It's about me, and I got to take care of me. In the sense of not selfishly, like it's like I gotta get prepared. I gotta get better, and he worked really hard in the offseason, like a lot of guys do. He took some heat because he went and did it himself. Felt like he needed to get away and kind of get his head right and get his body right. And people were critical of him for doing that. But it was the right thing to do for him. And I think he just has a mentality. And I know, he watched a ton of film. He studies the opponent. He understands. He has a good plan going in. Him and I usually talk before the game every week. And I'm just super impressed how locked in he is. And it's not just the sacks. Because he's playing the run really well.
Yeah.
That's not tough to say because the whole defense is playing the run really well.
Fourth in the league, 79 yards a game.
Yeah,
rushing.
it's fantastic. Tony,
let me tell you another guy that is Oluokun. How about that dude?
He's a sledgehammer, dude.
It's not
that play he made in the pass game yesterday. I can't remember if it was a wide receiver screen or what. He just like zip, man, like a Scud missile.
He's
always in the right place.
Yeah,
he's just around the ball.
Yeah, he's terrific. He's terrific.
He is he's trying to win his third straight tackle title. He's 10 behind.
Why would
Zaire Franklin he's not the one that got
he's
suspended,
44.
right?
No, he's 44.
Yeah, he's really good.
Why did the Falcons let that kid go? He was young. He was leading the league in tackles. Like, what did they see that would allow them to let him leave? Because he has been everything and more that the Jaguars could ever have imagined.
Well, I'll be honest. I remember when we signed him because I had done an Atlanta game.
Yeah.
And they were so bad on defense.
Okay.
They were so bad. And so I'm like, is he good or is he just a guy who makes every tackle because everyone else stinks?
No, he's good, isn't he?
Because they were so bad on defense.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it. I didn't watch enough tape to make that calculation one way or another. And sometimes you're some bad teams.
Yeah.
And the organization said, "Listen, we just need to clean the house and fix things, or you're underappreciated, or they don't think you're. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they didn't like him.
Oh man,
I got it.
Because that guy's an absolute. And it's not. He's a stud. It's
stud.
Not just physical. It's not just the physical play. It's the mental. And
Smart guy, Ivy League educated. Yeah,
heart and soul of that defense.
I have a couple lines of scrimmage questions for you. Let's start with, I don't know if it's an elephant in the room, but the trade deadline's tomorrow, Tone. You had two teams that might be considering unloading impact defensive ends in Minnesota and Washington that the way things went yesterday, it seems they would be more inclined. The Vikings have lost their quarterback, but they're 4-4. They may hold pat. And Washington said, what they're going to do with the trade line will be largely determined by whether they can win their game yesterday against the Eagles, a game they did not win. So between Sweat, Young, and Hunter, there are guys out there. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, too. It looked top to bottom, and the only thing that I can say, the only difference is you're getting some Devon Hamilton. You've got Dwan Smoot. The Jaguars' pass rush looked more legit yesterday than it's looked the rest of the year. You know what I mean? It looked like pressures finally meant something to me watching them yesterday. They threw guys out of their rhythm. They got to the quarterback 3 times. My question to you is, can they count on the Smoot, Hamilton, influx to lift up the unit as a whole, or do we need to take our Super Bowl shot and go get a Hunter or a Sweat or a Young?
I would go make a trade.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is I don't know if you can, because the Calvin Ridley trade, and I'm not an expert on this.
Right, ties up they're not sure which draft picks go.
It ties up their second, third, fourth rounder because you don't know which one you're going to give up.
That's if you keep him, right? Or is that because of the stats he reaches?
No, yeah.
It's the stats?
Well, no, one is, I think the two is if you sign him to a long-term deal.
I'd rather have the DN than Ridley. Ridley's been nice.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I just don't know the rules.
Yeah. I hear you.
If what you can do. But if I could, I would, I'd go. In the perfect world, you'd have a third rounder, and you go offer a third rounder and get one of those guys, which I think a third rounder will do it. But I don't know. Because the other thing you have to ask yourself, because anything higher than a third, let's say it is a 2, it's really a rental, because I don't think you can. Let's say you go get a Sweat from the Commanders, really good player. Well, now you have Sweat and Allen, both free agents at the end of the year. You're not going to sign both.
No. I'm just shooting my shot for this year. They can go win it all, right? Yeah.
No, but my point is, it's a rental. So how much are you willing to give up for a rental?
Tony, I always say this, and it always gets pushed back on. Everyone said, I'd like for you to go look at the Jaguars in their 28 years and really look at the 4th through 7th rounders. Find me a starting unit. They're worthless. Trade them all.
You missed my point.
Okay.
I would give up a 3rd or a 4th right now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm saying, do you want to give up a 2nd, though?
Maybe.
And can you give up a 2nd?
I'd give
like
up I'll tell you this. I'd give up Brenton Strange for him in a heartbeat if I can answer it that way. You know, I think I would. If I'm getting
can't answer it that way. I mean, because you're not doing that.
Because the other thing is,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It might be a moot point because I'm not sure we can even do it if our 2nd, 3rd, 4th is not up.
Okay.
So it might not matter.
Second thing is, why is Walker Little active but not playing? That was curious to me.
I think it was one of those situations. This is how I read the situation. They were very happy with how Shatley had played the last couple of weeks, so they felt okay. They felt good. Not okay. That's not fair. They felt good with Shatley out there, that they could go win the football game with Shatley in the matchup they had. I think if it was a must-win situation, Walker Little was ready to play. And he could have played. But if they can give him another 2 weeks because of with the bye week,
right,
they would even feel better. So they said, all right, he could go if he needs to go. If we need him, he can go. Let's get him dressed and everything else. But let's go roll out there with Shatley. He's playing good football. But Walker gives us some depth and really good depth if something happens out there, and we need to get him. We need someone to come fill in. I think that was kind of the calculus they did, and I'm, it's interesting because I worry about a guy sitting on the sideline in that cold weather, coming off an injury. Does he get stiff? Is that best? At the same time, I understand he gives you depth. He's he's one of your best offensive linemen. He's not your best. Now Cam played really well yesterday, based on what I saw. I haven't watched the tape, but watching it live, and I paid quite a bit of attention to him because I thought it was a great matchup between him and Highsmith. But now the good news is he's didn't play. Gives another 2 weeks to get him fully healthy, and he should be ready to roll for San Francisco. So I think that's how they viewed it. And credit to Shatley. I mean, Shatley had given them the confidence that if they didn't have to use Walker at that point and could rest him more, they felt really good going into that game with Shatley at left guard.
Tone, going forward, you brought this up a couple weeks ago, and it looked spot on even yesterday when I'm watching the game, and Etienne is not coming out of the game, and he's getting the ball, and he's getting the ball, and he's getting the ball, and he finally limped off, and Bigsby comes in and had a great 10-yard run, picked up or a 9-yard run, picked up a first down, and then he fumbled. And so, and we retaped the ankle, and Etienne's back out there on the next series. But man, is it you got to somehow try to get Johnson going, maybe get Hasty back up. I don't know, but I worry. 27 times 17 is 460 something. We got Etienne is terrific. He's at we were talking earlier. I think he's a top 5 running back in the NFL right now. He has established and earned that through his play, but it's a little bit of a nitpick, but it's a concern for us going forward, I think.
I don't think it's a nitpick at all. Now, I don't mind yesterday. I mean, we said it on the radio broadcast. Especially the way the game was going in the first half and was tight, and how well he was playing. And I said I'd just wear him out today.
Yeah.
Because you have 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
And tell him to go sit in the hot tub for 2 weeks and show back up in San Francisco. But down the stretch, the last 9 games, you're going to have to get other back guys in there.
Yeah.
You got to take some of the, especially if there's games where the Jags have a big lead.
So disappointed in Bigsby, man. It sure looked like he was going to be that guy, both how he played in college and this is like 2-3 years in a row. We're whiffing on these mid-round running backs, which make impacts other places. That's hurting them a little bit. I got the details here on Ridley. Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. Finish your point. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I think it's too early to say they whiffed on Bigsby.
Sure.
I still think he can be a good player. I do think he's going to. It wouldn't surprise me if he was inactive for a couple weeks.
Yeah, you lose a little, trust in a guy when you put it on the ground. Obviously.
Well, you lose just trusting him. I mean, look at the 2 passes that he's been targeted, both went off his hands.
Yeah.
So there's a trust issue there that he's going to have to go earn back.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if, I think Dearness Johnson's a good back. I mean, I have no problem with him taking carries.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Hasty. He can be a change of pace guy. He can come down in third down if you need him.
Made plays last year.
Yep, he made plays last year. So I think going with Johnson and Hasty and giving Tank a little bit of time just to sit back and get his head. So I still think he's a good player. You start thinking too much. You start worrying about the wrong thing. And that was a tough one. I mean, you had 15 guys ripping at the ball, but
sure,
that's the NFL. You can't let that happen.
All right.
So yeah, but I'm with you. I'm with you, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
I said it 2 weeks ago. It was one of the big concerns I had about the volume of touches that ETN's getting just based on the wear and tear and the length of the season. Yesterday was not that case. With the bye coming in, I said let's roll with it. He's our best guy. This is a big win, big game. But now you got to rest. He'll get rest this week going to the San Francisco game. But the last 9, I think you have to have a good game plan of how you're going to limit touches when you can for ETN.
Yeah, and the question too with Bigsby, it's not like are you benching him because of the fumbles or the production or those two intertwined? I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
the fumbles get you benched, but the production hadn't been there either.
Yeah, but he looked good yesterday running the ball. He looked good at times. He hasn't got a lot of chances, and backs need reps to get a feel.
You got to get him out there. The backup guy's got to run a series
for
or
sure,
two, right?
And he comes in and turns it over, and they're afraid to use him. I think
that's right. It's more. I think it's the turnovers.
Yeah.
I think
All right.
it's the lack of trust.
Here are the details on Ridley. This is how the draft pick works, depending on what happens. It's a second rounder if Ridley signs a contract extension with the Jags.
Right.
It's a third rounder if Ridley meets unspecified playing time conditions. I imagine he is, so it's probably going to be a third rounder.
Mm-hmm.
It's fourth if Ridley makes the roster, but
Tony's point is, by league rule, are you allowed?
I don't know. Yeah.
That's the question.
I get that.
Yeah.
Would they have to declare? I don't know, but the Jags are expected to get a third round compensatory for Taylor, a 6th round compensatory for Key, and a 7th rounder for Jones.
Yeah.
So there's
I don't think you can pre-trade those.
No, but you could trade your third rounder if. No. I'm saying. Not the compensatory. You could trade your other one because you have one. See what I'm saying?
No, I know, but you got to trade but let's say it's a third round. Let's just use third round.
Right.
And you're compensatory. I don't think you can trade that compensatory to the Falcons.
You can't trade the other one either, though, Jeff, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because it's due to the Falcons?
Yeah, because we. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'd have to check. We're saying. I mean, so you tell me you can't trade the second or the third?
Right, because you don't know what it's going to be. You don't know what it's going to be, so therefore you can't trade what you don't. You're not sure if you're going to have.
Okay, all right.
So that's the problem.
All right,
so trade a first rounder, Tone. Let's go.
The 29th pick, maybe. Right? Could be anyway. I'm not suggesting that.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because I still think this is a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
I think another pass rush.
Oh, just one more would make them so good. Oh,
yeah, Super Bowl worthy. I mean, for real. What about anybody on the street? Like Ndamukong Suh's not really a pass rusher, right? Like he's still out there, so all the Ravens are talking to him. I mean,
there's no one out there that's going to make it.
Yeah, you wouldn't think.
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't think.
There's not. I mean, I just don't see. Yeah, but I think it's hard. I mean, listen, the Ridley trade was great. So there's
it's fine.
Yeah, I liked it. They needed it.
Yep. It locks you up a little bit on what you can do. At trade now, are you willing to? Would a team trade? I don't even know if this is realistic. Would you trade a second rounder in 2025?
Right.
Yeah, they probably want something sooner, don't they? Yeah. But maybe you could give them.
No, but if you're a team that's rebuilding, would you take a second? Would you take a second in 25 instead of a third in 24? I don't know.
I'd give up any draft pick for any veteran any day, personally. But I think because I'm scarred by the drafting of the Jags through the years, but I would do it. So.
Well, I think it. Listen, I would give up if you were planning on signing the individual.
Yes.
I'd give up a first round. You could give up a first rounder for Sweat or.
So, Tone, just so we're clear, there's no way you could keep both those guys if you say you traded for Danielle Hunter, and again, whatever, the pipe dream. But say you traded for one of those high level guys, you can't sign both him and Allen. You couldn't franchise one and sign the other. Or?
Well, here's how I look. I'm not. I don't know the exact cap number, and I'm not
right.
There's a lot of maneuvering and creative accounting you can do with the cap, and I'm not an expert in it. But I highly doubt
it would be tough, is what you're saying.
That you can pay $50 million because 25 each.
Yeah,
in defensive ends.
I got you.
Aren't the Chargers paying Bosa and Mack? I mean, there are some that do it, right? But how do the Chargers? So you look around, like, how do they have Keenan Allen and Herbert, who's already gotten paid, right? Didn't Herbert get paid?
Yeah, he got paid.
And you got Mack and Bosa and Derwin James has been paid. I mean, they got a different system in L.A.
But Jeff, we've paid Christian Kirk, we've paid Brandon Sheriff, we've paid our left tackle Cam Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
We've paid guys. I mean, it's not like we're not paying guys.
Right.
To be honest with you, if Danielle Hunter made the kind of difference that the Jags won the Super Bowl, hell yeah, you'd send him a first rounder. There's your answer. You're darn right you would. Yeah. But, obviously that's unknown.
Sure.
Well, I mean, and you can't. I mean, you got to make good, smart decisions because, I mean, it's a long season and there's a lot of things that can happen. And you have the cap. And so, listen, if there was no cap, you go trade a first rounder and go get Danielle Hunter or Sweat and put them on the other side of Josh Allen and pay them both. Oof. But you got to keep cap room because you're going to get ready to have to write a big check for 16.
Yep. All right, my man. Well, great stuff as always. We appreciate you, and thanks for the insight, Don Anthony. What do you got going on this week? You busy? You in town or you out?
I'm in San Francisco right now. So
Look at you, man. You are the man.
Early.
You're like Rice Aroni, the San Francisco treat.
That's what he does.
Yeah, big day today. I'll be back. I'm trying to decide right now, do I take the red eye back tonight and just be miserable tomorrow?
Right.
Or do I waste the whole day on the plane tomorrow?
It depends if you could come back and, nap.
Do you sleep on Can you sleep on the plane or no?
Not very well.
Yeah, I can't. I used to could. I can't anymore. My neck bothers me.
It's tough. Well.
Yeah, everything.
I'd rather be tired tomorrow, rest, and be home.
Shout out, by the way, before we let Tony go, to a position that only comes into context if that goes off the wheels wrong. But Brandon McManus has been fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, he's knocking through everything. This dude in sloppy, ugly conditions in a game that trended like it was going to be low scoring, knocked through a pair of 50-yarders right off the bat, went 4 for 4 overall. I'm sure he's missed. I don't remember the last time he missed a kick. He's been fantastic, Tone.
Well, I mean, how about the 50-yarders look like they're chip shots.
Right.
They go flying through the uprights and hit the nets like deep. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And and I've never seen. It just speaks how strong his leg is. Like, watch him kick off. He takes like 3 steps and kicks it out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, no, he's been. They were right on that. They've been right on some things. It's you got to try and get right on everything. But
well, listen, it starts with the head coach. Shaw got the right head coach. And remember, everyone was all up in arms how long it was taking, and we're missing guys, and guys are going other places, and blah 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 blah. I don't think anyone would trade any other head coach that was available that year for Doug Peterson. So Shaw got that right. You got to get the quarterback right. Now that fell in. With number 1 overall pick, it wasn't a hard pick to pick Trevor Lawrence, but you get those 2 things right, and then you get the right culture, the right atmosphere in the locker room, and that'll come from the head coach and the way the organization's run. And you start sprinkling the right players, key guys like an Aluakon. He's critical. I mean, another guy who brings a ton of injury. Look at Rayshon Jenkins, great signing. He comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get some of your draft picks. Big to Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen needed to play big this year. You
know what you did, Tone? A couple of years ago, you got Trevor Lawrence. NFL teams don't get better; they get better quarterbacks. We're gonna be good for a while.
That's my point. I mean, it starts with your head coach.
Yeah, and your quarterback. For sure. Finally, we're in great shape there.
In this league at this time, the quarterback's more important.
Well, and you can argue we got the best combo we've ever had. With all due respect to Coughlin and Brunell, we'll see. These guys are gonna have to, show some of that postseason success, but I think we're all at least optimistic they can. Tony, appreciate you. Good luck on your red-eye decision, and we'll talk to you next week. All right, there he goes. All right, that's a big fella on the All-Pro Roofing Hotline. We call it Breakfast with Baselli. We'll return next. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback Divorce, menonly.com.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
What do you get when you take football, add football, and even more football?
Abundanza!
Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Rehabilitation Football Friday night. Friday from 3 till 7 on 1010XL.
If you found 100 on the ground,
You wouldn't walk right past it now, would you? So why are you passing up on cashing winners each weekend? It's your main man, E.T. here with MyBookie. And let me tell you, MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill your sports betting needs. Anytime, anywhere. So you can turn that sports knowledge into straight cash, homie. Bet on the NFL, MLB playoffs, or play for a share of the big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournament. If you've been waiting on the right time to get in on the action, well, the right time is now. Make your winning move today. Sign up at MyBookie.com and use promo code 1010XL to claim that deposit match redeemable for up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim that bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your own home. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Are you afraid to buy your next car? Well, have no fear because Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet offer Beaver's not-so-scary pricing. There's no monsters popping up in your rearview mirror with Beaver's peace of mind warranties. Check out thousands of vehicles for sale online and get answers to all your questions with no tricks and all the treats. I promise our team will take away all those fears. Just come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville for Beaver's not-so-scary pricing.
You may have investments, but what do you really own? If the markets are volatile, you're inherently more comfortable if you know what you own and why. At Otterson Wealth Advisors of Raymond James, we provide clarity so you know exactly what your investments are. You'll have a custom portfolio, no boxing you into a plan, no algorithms. When markets move, you work with us to help maximize your plan. Let us help you genuinely take care of your investments. Otterson Wealth Advisors, your goals, our expertise. Raymond James Associates, Inc., member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
Ride in style with a brand new set of tires from Tire Outlet. We offer the best selection, best quality, and best prices so that you can find the best tires for your vehicle. With over 40 years of experience and 15 locations across Florida, Tire Outlet is the brand you can trust with your vehicle's tires and much more. Hurry in for great deals on tires with our legendary price match guarantee. Our expert technicians are ready to do the maintenance and repairs to keep your vehicle performing its best. Tire Outlet, wholesale prices, premium service.
Hey, this is Stevie Beechurst of Beechurst Plumbing. Growing up in Jacksonville, I was always proud when my dad would point at a building and say, I did the plumbing for that. That's the same kind of pride we instill in every plumber here at Beechurst Plumbing. And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing fall specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit BeechurstPlumbing.com. BETROS Plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
I'm Hacker. Get more Gators on the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Wednesday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL Florida Gator Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or TuneIn.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Thanks to the coaches and the schools who believe in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is head coach Ferland Dormery of Trinity Christian Academy High School. Our athletic program selected Southeast Orthopedic Specialists to work with our state championship football team and will continue to use them. We recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Hayes Carline for Island Wing Company, located on Southside near Tinseltown, and our new location at Bartram Park in St. Johns County. Two great locations offering the ultimate sports bar experience where you can stick to healthy options. Island Wing Company has a wide selection of fryer-free food. The wings are baked, not fried, with so many awesome flavors to choose from. You can also get delicious salmon, tuna, flatbreads, and tacos. With tons of spectacular TVs, dog-friendly patios, and 2 daily happy hours, Island Wings can't be beat.
Hey, Jax fans, we're heading into Week 10, and this team isn't slowing down.
How good is that?
Be at Everbank Stadium as the Jaguars kick off the second half of their home schedule against the San Francisco 49ers Sunday, November 12th. we'll be celebrating homecoming with appearances from various Jaguars legends, and you won't want to miss out. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m., and tickets are going fast, so visit jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000 to secure your seat at the bank.
Gang, when you're traveling for the holidays, gift your pets time to play, snooze, and snuggle while you're away. From comfortable beds to playtime with furry friends, the suites at Pet Paradise include all the trimmings to make a stay feel like home. Space limited. Visit Pet Paradise today, petparadise.com, and book today. Through November 8th now, we're going to extend Wacky Wednesday. Your dog can enjoy all the fun of day camp for just $25 on Wednesdays at Pet Paradise. Plus $1 from each camper going to be donated to local pet charities. So let your pup have fun at camp while you're helping others. Pet Paradise is your ultimate home away from home for your four-legged family member. Whether your pet prefers splashing in the pool, making new friends, or just snuggling in a bed, Pet Paradise's team of pet-loving pros will ensure the most important pet in the world has a great visit for day camp or an overnight stay. You can watch your pet play, snooze, and make friends via the Pet Paradise app. You can also book day camp, boarding, grooming, and vet appointments, plus keep up on your loyalty points. Download the app today and visit petparadise.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I think at that point in the game, we felt like there was going to be a point total that we needed to get to win the game. Felt we had a good play. I think we're close there. Yeah, I've got conviction about the call. You can go a lot of different directions. We can sit here. That's one of many plays today that probably we'd like to have back.
All right, so
I shocked
Georgia,
you on your
Florida.
drive in, you said. You said
did.
I shocked you. Oh.
First off, let me say this. Georgia's the hammer in college football, and everybody else is the nail. They're the standard bearer right now. Kirby Smart has done a tremendous job. They recruit like crazy. That kid, Oscar Delp, was a monster. Now, he's not Brock Bowers yet, but he might be. He looks bigger than Brock Bowers. He made a one-handed snare of a pass. Carson Beck is going to go to the NFL sooner maybe rather than later, and he's going to be a high pick. He can really spin the football. He's from Jacksonville. Jordan Hall from Westside High School, he's playing as a freshman. He's from Jacksonville. The recruiting machine that is Kirby. And Kirby took a shot at Dan Mullen after the game, too, because they told him Mullen picked Georgia or Florida in the game. And he goes, I thought he was my friend. Well, he never wanted to recruit anyway. But
first of all, Kirby, you don't see what's going on here. Mullen does this on purpose.
Yeah, he does it to fire
up your team. He hates Florida, and
I agree.
The disdain on his face is so obvious. Dan Mullen is a turkey, man.
Yeah, but anyway, so I wanted to make sure we give Georgia its due. Georgia it's got a good schedule the rest of the way, so they're going to have to go earn. They've got Missouri right away this week. They've got Ole Miss. They've got Tennessee. So these 4 games were supposed to be tough, but to me, here's Georgia, and then Tennessee, Florida, Kentucky, Missouri, all on the same line.
I guess here's I only disagree slightly, and my only slight disagreement is if Kirby has them chewing nails, focused and ready, I agree. But they've had some revert to the mean games, a couple of them this year. I know they have one a year, but. Auburn had them, dude, or they were awful close to beating them. Auburn's not a great team. 27-20, they win that one. South Carolina, I believe, was 24-14. They've let some teams hang around, but the reason you knew this game was going to go like it went is because Kirby for this game is not going to let that happen. It'll happen every blue moon. He won't have them ready. He had them ready. He has them ready. He hates Florida because he stood on the sideline on the wrong side of 45-7 and 38-7 and all the numbers that Steve Spurrier bashed into that
I would
Georgia
say this
skull.
In response to your question or your point, which I don't disagree with. Those are facts, but those were earlier in the year, and they're breaking in a lot of new faces, and now those new faces are getting comfortable, and they're just loaded, man.
I don't find them to be the past few years, they have been head and shoulders better than everyone.
Yeah.
I could be wrong,
Yeah.
This is not meant as any kind of disrespect. I don't think Georgia's going to win it all this year. And maybe part of that is due theory or whatever.
I think that is part of it.
I don't think they're as good as they've been. Now, they were on Saturday because, again, Kirby has them ready for the Gators.
What team do you think is better than Georgia?
I think FSU play with Georgia right now. Give them everything they want.
Yeah.
Michigan, I think can play with Georgia.
Okay.
Some of these other schools I got to see.
I
will say
agree.
this. Overall, college football, power structure-wise is down a little bit. Like, Bama has been right peer toe-to-toe with Georgia. They're not this year. I mean, Georgia's better than Bama.
And by the way, that's just fine. That's what I mean, though. Georgia is
a
that's Final Four team. And we're sitting here going, well, they're not the.
I'm not quibbling.
They're not the greatest team ever. Well,
it's hard to know just from this standpoint. They played one ranked team all year. There are others that have played 3 or 4 or 5. So I don't wait. When does Georgia? And by the way, I don't think Missouri is going to be the answer. We're not going to find maybe at Tennessee. Maybe Tennessee has something for them up there.
Yeah,
that might be. But these other, I know you.
They'll be in one of these 3 games. Will be a close game.
Who's the third one?
Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss is. They're 7-1 too. Yeah. They got dreams, hopes.
One of these games will be.
I will say this: all 3 of those teams.
Or maybe that scrappy Georgia Tech, good old fashioned hate game.
They are scrapping. They're a strange team, man.
But back to Florida now.
I will say this: all 3 of those teams to me are better than Florida, even though Florida beat Tennessee. Like right now, I think Tennessee gives Georgia a better challenge. Missouri gives Georgia a better challenge, and Ole Miss gives Georgia a better challenge. But they have 2 of those games in Athens, and. Here's the thing, too. When you get good and you're repeating, these guys that are there now, they want to say, well, okay, I'm as good as Stetson Bennett. I'm as good as Jalen Carter. I'm as good as this guy or the other.
Back to Florida, and it was said here many times last week, but as the game unfolds, you would think that, and again, this may be just the casual fans watching the game or whatever, but, I mean, I was like, well, what did you guys expect was going to happen? If Georgia plays well, Georgia's going to win the game. Florida would have had to play the greatest game ever. And Georgia would have had to have mistakes. That didn't happen. Now, Florida came out, beautiful first drive. Mertz put his foot in the ground. They used Eugene Wilson as a receiver. They had him out of the backfield. It was terrific design. It was great. Georgia went right down the field, got a field goal. Florida got stopped. All of a sudden, the pass rush became a little bit noticeable for Georgia. Florida could not get to Carson Beck. Georgia could get to Graham Mertz.
Often.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
So Billy Napier knew, and I kind of liken it to the Tennessee game last year. He knew he had to do some things, take some chances, but people,
reacting like it's 4th and dumb. It's just not the same as what they did way back in the day.
He had about 3 or 4, shock plays that he was going to try. Okay, so they're moving the ball in their second one, and they tried that double reverse, and that didn't work. It wasn't a disaster, but it didn't work. And everybody, why do you go to this? Why
because
everything?
You have to.
Because they're not going to continue to
and
have
by the
that
way,
success.
And then you'll continue, but it does matter because all these, I don't want to hear cupboards bare.
Yeah.
Then stop being a fan.
All right.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You fans who think your team should win every week are just so grossly obnoxious. It's nauseating. The Florida program is in trouble, man.
Yeah.
It's not. This is 1986 Florida. It's not 1999 or 2007.
Yeah.
This is a under-talented football team. At the very least, take out a great point. At the very least, let this dude stock the cupboard and let's see where we are in 3 years because he seems to be a pretty good cupboard stocker.
I want to give credit to that because I stole that from a guy, Will Miles, who
that's fine.
had a good
It's
point.
true.
It's like, look, nobody knows if Napier can win. Right? Nobody knows what ultimately he's going to do. But we do know he can recruit. So, and we do know he's doing a heck of a job with that. We do know he's bringing in SEC players. So let him keep doing that, and then we'll see. And then we'll judge in 4 years.
And by the way, and by the way,
that DJ Lagway looks awful doggone good, man.
They're 5-3, not 3-5. Now, look, I said this before. How we feel about Billy Napier is going to be more defined by these last 4. I said this before the game than the Georgia game.
Yeah.
They're going to lose the Georgia game. Kirby hates Florida. He's got a better team. He'll have him ready to play. Until Florida gets but now he's not going to be able to do that every year. Florida gets players. Florida's overmatched on both lines of scrimmage.
I'm fairly convinced that the Michigan kid called Georgia and told them about our trick play. I don't know how they snuffed that out. It was a great play design.
The one, the
4th
and dump?
one. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Michigan told they cheated, and that's what happened there on that one.
Here's what happened. I think a variety of elements made Billy Napier challenge that. Okay, one, it was an awful spot. And I don't know how you can have a spot that bad and then go to replay and he was 2 inches if he wasn't there. They put him a yard short. It was disgusting, so I don't know what happened there.
I've asked this question before, and I haven't.
But he
gotten
was
the
dying.
answer.
Here's the deal.
But the referee is Leffler, and I think he might be Leffler's brother.
Oh boy,
and
does
he
like
hates
Florida. Well, and then I'll say this too. I will disparage Billy Napier just a little bit. Okay, from this standpoint, when he went for that play.
Yeah.
After that play, they did force Georgia to punt 3 times in a row. So if you punt it away there, maybe it's 10-7 with 8 minutes to go in the half.
100% when he lined up, I said, punt the ball.
Yeah.
It's 10-7.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, though, defense could have stopped them and made it 13-7, but they went right around in 17-7.
And I think one thing that happens is
then Mertz fumbled, it was 24-7. Then we got a punt blocked, it was 26-7, and that was all she wrote.
Well, there is this, almost like subconscious level that you worry about. But when a coach does that early in the game, or you just send in a message to your team that we can't play with them.
Yeah.
But I think what also happened was the dude was dying to use the play.
Yeah.
And you rushed it out there. Use it at their 40, not on our 30.
I would agree with that.
It was because I liked the play.
And in the second half, he did a nice little throwback to Mertz, and he had a guy break it open for a touchdown, but he went to Pearsall for like a 35-yard gain. Like I said, he had 3 or 4 plays that he had shock plays.
They're
where we're gonna try
under-talented.
Yeah.
He has forced out some of the talent they had because it didn't fit. Like you, it's hard to watch your football team be average or below average. But, a 4th and 1 call, the way y'all act, man, it's just, come on, Gator fan. To say the guy's the dumbest guy in the world, it's not 4th and dumb. The reason Doug Dickey's was 4th and dumb was because back then you didn't go for it 4th down in your own territory, especially when you had a lead early in the second half. This is different. Florida was way outmatched, way overmanned, and I think he just kind of panicked and needed to keep a drive alive. And I think he was also ticked that they got a legitimate first down and the ref stole it. I think that bothered him too.
He was ticked.
That was a terror. He was not only ticked about the fact they didn't give the first, but how those refs marked that ball a yard short. It's unconscionable.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, he was right on the line, and then you can just sneak it if you want.
And listen, there were blown calls on both sides.
For sure.
I saw that. The refereeing had nothing to do with it. Georgia, like I said, is better than Florida right now.
Yeah.
They're going to keep beating Florida until Florida decides to catch up, and they're headed that way in terms of getting players. But that just means it's going to give you a chance to win, because as long as Georgia recruits 1, 2, or 3 classes,
correct,
you're going to have to do the same.
But you can, if you do it 3 or 4 years in a row, now it's down to who coaches better. I don't completely know who coaches better when Billy Napier matches up, because he's playing in a league where they have chess pieces and he's got checkers.
And I still agree Billy should go get an OC in the offseason.
For sure.
I agree Billy should find a special teams coordinator in the offseason, or name a guy special teams coordinator and hold him accountable for some god-awful special teams play that continued with a block punt, which should not happen. I mean, those are the kinds of things that cannot and will not and should not happen. But with all that said, looking ahead, this is where he's got to coach. He's got to get him back right to beat Arkansas Saturday at noon in the Swamp. If he does that, they're bowl eligible. That will mean something. And then if you could somehow, some way, and they'll be underdogs in all 3, but if you could somehow, some way win one of those last 3, and I don't care which one it is, and get to 7, and then go win your bowl game and play like your bowl game matters,
Yeah,
and
we'll
get
see.
to 8,
then it's okay.
Then everything's okay.
But that means you're going to be.
That's where they are.
You're going to
gang.
beat either Missouri or LSU, top 15 teams on the road, or you're going to beat FSU, a top 3 team.
Chris
at home.
Doring is going to be shocked tomorrow when we talk to him and we're calm and lucid as opposed to just throwing out knives the whole game. All right, we got a big signing in the NFL that will maybe impact what we do in the offseason that we'll talk about when we come back.
Also, when it comes to running backs, there's a name that is being suggested.
Okay.
I'll let you either scream or lift an eyebrow.
All right.
Next.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Hello, you're on the air.
There's more to 1010XL than radio.
1010XL is multimedia. All communication lines are clear.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Find 1010XL on your social channels.
Hey, Hicken here from my friends at Shark Coatings. Oh, my goodness gracious. Have you done it yet? What are you waiting for, Jacksonville? Come on, a lot of you have. But you all aren't on the Shark Coatings train, and you need to. Here's what you do. Go to sharkfloorcoatings.com. Sharkfloorcoatings.com. Sign up. Have the boys come out. You get a free estimate. They'll tell you, okay, it's going to cost this much money. All right? You say yes if you want to do it. You pick your pattern. We'll go with the Pebble Beach. That's what the Hickens went with. And the boys do the rest. They get it done in one day. One day. You schedule your day. You're done. 15-year warranty. So much better than the epoxy stuff. And it changes your garage, man. It changes your house. It changes your home. You go from a walkway into your house to a new room with endless possibilities. It's almost like more square footage. What do I want to do with this? Do I want to make it a weight room? Do I want to make it a workout, sports bar, golf simulator, man cave? I don't know, but I'm going to do something. Go to sharkfloorcoatings.com, and you will thank me later.
Hi, this is Dale Murray from South Georgia to Central Florida and coast to coast. The Murray Ford Superstores are still putting the customers first and cranking out the deals those big city dealers can't touch. It's no wonder everybody's driving to Murray Ford Superstore to purchase their new vehicle. It's simple. If Murray Ford Superstores doesn't have it, the manufacturer doesn't build it. Plus, you get a 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified new and pre-owned vehicle. Shazam! Holy Jesus Aruba Batman, how do we do it? There's no reason for your purchase to take all day, running around with those big city dealers and being flim-flammed with those big city prices. Nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. And we'll trade anything from aluminum cans to minivans. Be American, buy Murray Ford Superstore. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray, in Stark or Kingsland. I'll be waiting for you. And remember, at any Murray Superstore, it's all about you. Shazam!
Hey sports fans, it's Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. Look, are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? Joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love, it affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. It's time to call QC Kinetics. They've got 2 great locations here, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. And look, you can get in. They have appointments available right now. This week, call them at 904-274-5522. You got to give them a chance. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can treat everything with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn more about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments. Again, 904-274-5522. That's QC Kinetics.
I'm Lieutenant Maurice Rain with the Georgia State Patrol.
I'm Master Sergeant Dylan Bryan with the Florida Highway Patrol.
While we may be rooting for different teams on the field, we're on the same team when it comes to keeping drunk drivers off the road.
When you're watching the game, we'll be on the road. If you're drinking, do not get behind the wheel.
Designate a sober driver, ride share, cab. If not, we will be there to take you to jail. Remember, drive sober or we will pull you over.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
The Women's Board of Wilson Children's Hospital welcomes former Duke men's basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski November 8th. For your chance to win tickets, text FORUM to the text line covered by Lifetime Flooring at 641-1010.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Big Chief Tire is more than just a tire shop. They're a one-stop destination for top-quality auto service. Frank Frangie here. With 4 generations of dedicated service, they've earned Jacksonville's trust by providing stress-free service at fair prices, from brake repairs to tire replacements, oil changes, and more. Gear up for the 2023 holiday season by making Big Chief your partner in safe and reliable travel. Visit BigChiefTire.com or schedule an appointment at any of their 5 Jacksonville locations.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, poker fans, you're in for a treat this October at Best Bet. With over $690,000 in poker promotions paid out this month, this is no time to be on the sidelines. Highlights include the $400 GoPo 400 with $40,000 guarantee at Best Bet Orange Park, the $100,000 guarantee St. Augustine Championship, and the return of the World Poker Tour $1 million guarantee at Best Bet Jacksonville. For all the details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars defense shuts down the Steelers with a 20-10 victory. Coach Doug Peterson praises the defense on keeping the Jags in the game after some costly turnovers.
Credit Mike Caldwell. Great game plans. The defensive coaches, preparing their players. There's a mindset over there now. There's confidence over there. When you keep things really simple and you got the same calls and the guys understand the defense and the way they work during the week, everything just translates to what you see on game day, and it's a credit to them because the defenses, in my opinion, they've really kept the offense in these football games.
Doug Peterson, courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, a couple of things. I want to say this, too. One more thing, that observation from the Georgia-Florida game, or Florida-Georgia game, or whatever the heck you want to call it.
It's Florida-Georgia this and every year, unless you live in Atlanta. They can be whatever you want. But down here in Jacksonville on this radio show, it's Florida-Georgia.
So, and this was interesting to me. You Georgia fans have gotten so spoiled, okay, and the party reigns, that you Georgia fans, normally when the team that wins, fans stay, people celebrate. But because the series is so cyclical and Georgia's got the upper hand now and they're so used to beating Florida, they all left and went to start drinking again. So both sides were empty at game's end. I know that when Florida finally does win that game again, those fans will stay because they'll want to celebrate, as Georgia did years past. But now you Georgia fan has become so spoiled that they all left. When you beat Florida, it's a huge deal. When you beat Georgia, it's a huge deal. That's the rivalry of the game. And I thought that was interesting to me. All right, to this signing, Packers and star pass rusher Rashawn Gary have agreed to terms 4 years, $96 million extension in new money, $107 million overall, signing bonus $34.5 million. The former first-rounder recovered from an ACL tear, one of the league's more disruptive pass rushers. Rashawn Gary has agreed to an extension, and the reason I bring that up is those are probably Josh Allen numbers.
Here's the problem.
Oh, we got a problem.
Well, here's the reality.
Okay, what's the reality?
If Josh Allen were sitting right now on 4.5 sacks, you could probably get him a Rashawn Gary extension.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Rashawn Gary's 29th in the league. He's got 4.5 sacks. Josh Allen's got 9, and he's number 2. So
we're going up to $150 million.
He's definitely getting more than this cat.
I was just trying.
By the way, Hutchinson 4.5, Trayvon 3.5. He's trying to make some.
All right.
Trying to make
Hutchinson plays tonight, though. Be careful.
That's fair. That's fair. He'll probably get a couple. I do think it seemed like, and it's just the beginning. I mean, Smoot's been back for 2 or 3 weeks. Hamilton played for the first time yesterday. You feel like Hamilton and Smoot are going to increase and help the pass rush overall. I'm still with you and everyone else.
Smoot hit that kid Warren one time yesterday and knocked him about 3 yards forward through the air. He hit him so hard. I was like, good God, Smooty Smoot.
Steelers don't look very good, do they? They just kind of, if you've watched the Steelers, they looked yesterday like they look every week. Somehow
I'm just
they
appreciative.
pull out a win.
Again, this is another let myself be awash in the glory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always so happy for like you are, for your sons who are born here and Jag fans and love the game, and but I'm so appreciative that we have now officially, finally gotten under Pittsburgh's craw. Like, Steeler fans now have had enough because we've gone up there and whooped their A like the last 3 times we've gone up there.
I think it's 4 in a row.
We
up
have
there.
a winning record up there. We've knocked them out of the playoffs on 2 different occasions.
In their place.
We're like the only team in the history of the NFL to win twice in one season in Pittsburgh, and we've done it 2 different years.
One other team has done it only, and it's been recent.
Okay, so
Cleveland did it one year.
Okay, so a lot of we have a winning record against them
all time,
and they're a great franchise,
Yeah.
a storied
Yeah,
franchise. So we are officially now bothering them.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, if it came down to if somehow they were to wiggle into the wild card playoffs, they would not want to play us.
Well, we'd beat them like
and they
a drum.
can come on down here and take a whooping even more. So.
Look, there's certain teams in the league that no matter how much you trust their DNA, their coaching, their organization, you got to have a quarterback.
Right.
Kenny Pickett ain't it.
No. And I don't want to get carried away because there's 4, 6, and 2 teams, and I'm not saying, we're going to be a number 1 seed because I don't know.
You know what those 4 teams have, though, and I'll let you continue?
Uh-huh.
Lamar, Tua, Mahomes.
Trevor.
But I'm including our guy, right?
So
So that's why they're legit.
But it's okay at this point. What? All right, I'm sorry, I got distracted by something on television.
Yeah.
It's it's okay at this point to sit there and dream about what a number 1 seed would mean. Because the Arrowhead Invitational needs to stop. And I'd like to turn it into the Bank Invitational. And what happens when you get the 1 seed, first off, you get a week off, and then everybody will sit here and discuss, is that going to hurt us? Is that going to – of course it helps you. It's one less game you got to play. Then you get usually the team that's not very good or the worst of the playoff teams. They're all good, but the worst of the playoff teams usually take care of business. And all of a sudden you're 1 win away from the Super Bowl, and you're playing the dadgum game at home. You feel me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's okay at 6 and 2 as one of 4 6 and 2 teams to think about it that way. Why not us? Why not now? We got San Francisco in 2 weeks. We got a good second half schedule, man. We got Baltimore. We got Cincinnati. We got Tennessee at home. We got to go to Tennessee. We got to go to Houston. And we end with 3 games that could really matter in this whole deal process. If we kind of go, let's say we're with 3 games to go. Give me a record, Jeff. 3 games to go.
We are 11-3.
All right. Say you're 11-3. No, that would be
14,
11-3, 14. You end with Christmas Eve in Tampa, right?
Okay.
You end with home against Carolina, and then you end at Tennessee. Those are 3 very winnable games, man. Especially because one thing's, it is a week-to-week league, but when it all shakes out and you get towards the end, teams that are losing generally lose, right? When you get towards the end of the season,
Good teams win, bad teams lose.
Teams that are losing, they're not going to win. They're not going to win. They're beat up. They're trying. We're not going to play Baker Mayfield. We're going to let Kyle Trask go today.
Right.
Or, Bryce Young's out.
Colts will play Ellen, or not the Colts, but whoever,
Yeah. So anyway, then all of a sudden you're 14-3, and you are the number 1
I would be wary of this, a big talker today. You're going to see how the Jags have this huge division lead, the same lead that the Chiefs have in the West.
Yeah.
I'll just remind everyone that last year the Titans had that same lead, even bigger. They had it late in the year and still lost the division by 2 games. So, yeah, you got to finish here. You got 2 with the Titans. You got a relatively hard schedule coming up with San Francisco, Baltimore, and Cincinnati all on it.
Right.
But, buddy, when it comes to schedules, who am I? You ready for this?
Who am I?
Who plays this schedule the next 6 weeks?
Okay.
Dallas at home, at Kansas City, Buffalo at home, San Francisco at home, at Dallas, at Seattle.
Philly.
God.
Yeah.
Dog it, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dallas at home, at Kansas City, Buffalo at home, San Francisco at home, at Dallas, at Seattle. That is just gross. Now
that's called a first place schedule.
Well, you finish with a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Giants, Cardinals, Giants. So they're going to finish with 3. They're right now 6 or 7-1. Those 6 games they go what, Dan? 4-2. The Eagles also, to me, do not look like any sort of ferocious, unbeatable team.
Yeah, but you've watched them again. You watched them yesterday against Washington, who's had their number. The last 3 games they've played to like a 92-91 combined score with 2 wins and 1 loss, and they could have easily lost. Sam Howell played.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I
don't believe in them. They lost to the Jets the week before.
Who do you believe in? Like you say, you don't believe in them.
Yeah.
They're 7-1.
No. I'm just saying I don't believe they're unbeatable. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
They're all beatable.
The NFL. We forget this. NFL every year has an unbeatable looking team. We don't have it this year. It's the first time in a while.
Well,
some may say the Eagles.
I think it changes.
Yeah.
I think it changes.
Like later in the year, it might.
Yeah.
There might be one. No, that's fair. All right. Here's the name I was going to throw at you. It's just
please.
crazy. It's just as stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Is this name going to crop up at least somewhere in the consciousness as he remains on the street without a new home?
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette as a backup. Do anything for you?
Playoff Lenny, let's go.
Let me tell you what Leonard Fournette. Right now, Leonard Fournette's about 270.
Yeah, he might be.
Okay, he's back down. He's back home eating the crawfish and having a good time back down there in Louisiana, going to LSU football games. That's what Leonard.
Is that what it is?
That's what Playoff Lenny's up to. That's a big fat no. How about no from me?
Fair enough.
But
just hang on to the ball, Lenny.
Yeah, no. I'm going to quote my friend Daniel Murphy when we talked about the trade deadline a couple of weeks ago. More good players.
Right.
Just give more good players, man. Why not, bro? Come on. And I know you got to keep an eye on the big picture, which is year to year to year to year. But man, oh man, it's a good football team, man. Not winning, like we're not playing clean. We're winning dirty games.
Well, we're not. That's beautiful. We're not playing. Listen,
I know.
Let's sum it up like this: Jaguars have the longest win streak in the NFL at 5 games in a row. All 5 wins have come against teams with winning records at the time. They are 4-0 on the road in the NFL.
Yeah.
They're the NFL's only undefeated road team halfway through the season.
They just set a franchise record for the most
7
consecutive
in a row.
road wins.
Yeah. Well, 4-0. There's no other team. Not the Chiefs. Not the Eagles. None of them are undefeated on the road. The Jaguars are the only one.
Mm-hmm.
They have done it, Dan, without playing their best football. They've had sloppy wins.
Yeah.
And they've done it with missing multiple starters for multiple games. Important starters at positions like left tackle, positions like corner. I mean, positions like rush end. I mean, they have missed Zay Jones and Tyson Campbell and Smoot and Robinson and Walker Little. I mean, they have just missed big-time important players for multiple games, and yet here they sit 6-2, maybe as good as anyone in the league. We take our turn for the final hour of the program.
9 o'clock, nasty.
Oh, boy. It's the Monday Morning Quarterback, DivorceMenOnly.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Quarterbacking can be complicated. Denny Thompson simplifies it for us.
Yeah, I want to tell you what's really happening at the quarterback position.
Friday mornings on The Drill, brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Hey, folks, Hickett here for Zero Res. Man, it's been 19 years since the Benyon family started the company. They want me to tell you it's been a pleasure serving the great people of Jacksonville, FLA. To celebrate, just say, Happy birthday, Zero Res! They'll give you $50 off your cleaning. That's $50 off carpet, tile and grout, upholstery, area rugs, air duct cleaning. Their birthday gift to you. Some minimums may apply, so give them a call. Happy birthday, Zero Res. Spell forwards or spell backwards. Zero Res, man! It's the right way to clean.
Keep Buick GMC receives special financing on GMC's rates as low as 0.9% for 36 months, 2.9% for 48 months, 3.9% for 60 months, and even 5.9% for 72 months. With a $2,500 Buick and GMC purchase, loyalty, in addition to $1,250 GM bonus cash. Whenever you purchase a brand new vehicle from Key, whether it's a Buick or a GMC, it always comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Across the street from Tinseltown, Southside and Gate.
Dan Hickett here for Bowden Associates. I want to remind you that now is the perfect time to schedule your eye exam. Take advantage of your existing insurance benefits before they reset in January. Join the many satisfied patients who trust Bowden with their vision. Schedule your eye exam now and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with clear and healthy eyes. And remember, your deductibles reset in January, so don't miss out on the benefits you've already earned. Bowden Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative. Free promo tip. Put your logo on golf balls and give them to clients who are bad golfers. More hacks equals more exposure. Trust me, it's science. HardballCreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hickett here. Zero Res turns 19 this month. To celebrate, just say happy birthday, Zero Res, and they'll give you $50 off your cleaning. Some minimums may apply, so give them a call. Happy birthday, Zero Res. Spelled forwards or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
If you found 100 on the ground, you wouldn't walk right past it now, would you? So why are you passing up on cash and winners each weekend? It's your main man, E.T. here with MyBookie. And let me tell you, MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill your sports betting needs. Anytime, anywhere. So you can turn that sports knowledge into straight cash, homie. Bet on the NFL, MLB playoffs, or play for a share of the big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournaments. If you've been waiting on the right time to get in on the action, well, the right time is now. Make your winning move today. Sign up at MyBookie.com and use promo code 1010XL to claim that deposit match redeemable for up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim that bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your own home. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Come on, somebody.
Arthritis is the most common cause of joint pain in America and affects more than 50 million adults. Dr. George Bari here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. For reliable diagnosis and comprehensive treatment options, come see me and the specialists at Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. With more than 35 years of experience in orthopedics, our team delivers compassionate and dedicated care to relieve your pain. Set up a visit today by scheduling online or calling the office. Log on to BariOrthopedics.com with locations across Jacksonville.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
Follow every Gators game on 1010XL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Mandarin High School star and current Georgia QB Carson Beck lived out a dream with a win over the Bulldogs' biggest rival.
I knew that one day I was probably going to play in this game. That's obviously lofty goals and dreams that I had when I was younger.
In spite of the bad break, the Gators caught at the end of the first quarter. Head coach Billy Napier didn't want to point the finger at officiating.
Whether or not the spot was right, I don't know. Our league's got really good people. Ultimately, the officials, they didn't have a huge impact. Didn't have much to do with them.
Quarterback Graham Mertz was pretty much in lockstep with Gator head coach Billy Napier as to why Florida fell to Georgia and the latest loss to the Bulldogs.
When you're playing a great team like that, the margin for error, coach talked about it all week, is so slim. You make a mistake, it really flipped the score, especially when you're playing a good team like that. The score can get away from you quick.
At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
68 degrees at 9:15. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is your Duval Minute. Brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
We become awash in the numbers. Well, let me give you one player's numbers, and that's Evan Ingram, who had 10 catches yesterday, 51 on the year in 8 games. Huh? You want to talk about security blanket? Jags are very effective on first down. They like to go little 7-8 yard routes to Ridley or Evan Ingram on a little crosser, and he picks up 6-7 yards. It's a really nice little thing that they do. It gives them second and manageable all the time. But Evan Ingram, well worth it. 51 catches, having a career year despite his fumble yesterday. 10 catches. The only thing he hasn't done yet is get into the end zone. And that's your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power. You need a forklift rental. Lift Power has more than 900 machines in its rental inventory, a diverse fleet of indoor and outdoor forklifts ranging from 3,000 to 10,000 pounds from top name brands. They customize, deliver, and service all forklifts to meet each customer's needs. Contact Lift Power today at liftpower.com/contact to learn more.
Couple things here on the Monday Morning Quarterback, divorcemenonly.com. If the playoffs started today, the Jags would be the 3 seed. You know who they would host, Dan Hicken?
Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Come on down.
If it were today, 3 AFC Norte teams would be in, and none of them are named the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals at 4-3, the Jets at 4-3, both on the outside looking in right now. Again, we're only halfway, so I'm not going to make too big a deal out of this. What do you do if you're the Vikings right now, Dan? I mean, they're playing good football for the first time. They're finally starting to win games again.
I think
they
Albert,
won again yesterday.
I think Albert Breer said it's clear you should trade off. But I think in a competitive nature, look, first off, why not keep Daniil? If again, I hope they trade. But why not? If you're the Vikings, why wouldn't you want to keep Daniil Hunter? Why wouldn't you want to sign him to an extension?
Well, again, that question could have been asked the last 2. They've been. It's just reached its end. They're not going to agree on who should pay what.
Yeah.
So, but here's the reality. If you're Minnesota, I know you're 4-4.
Yeah.
But you've also won 3 games in a row, including a win over San Francisco.
But here's the thing, Pross.
You lost by 7 to the Chiefs.
Yeah, you could convince me, but can you win a Super Bowl?
No.
Unless you, who are you going to trade for? Give me a quarterback.
I don't know if you're going to trade for one. I don't know if you're going to try and work with what you got. I don't know if you go get like a veteran on the street. What about Matt Ryan? What about Phillip Rivers? What about Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Right?
Those are the guys that
right? By the way, Jag fan, if a player is on your practice squad, no one has to trade for him.
Yeah.
So everyone that wants to trade Nathan Rourke for someone, you can't trade Nathan Rourke. He's on the practice squad. If someone wants him, guess what? They get him for free.
What about Ryan Tannehill?
He's hurt, but I mean, I would be okay with that too. I pity the Titans for the fool's gold that they got yesterday. I'm going to stand by. Will Levis stinks, buddy, and at the end of the road, you may have been misled by his performance, but we'll see.
What about famous Jameis?
Any of those guys? Here's why I'm not giving up if I am them. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we've talked a lot about this gross Jets. What is it? Jets Raiders?
Yeah,
that's the Sunday?
Yes.
The week after that?
Mm-hmm.
Sunday Night Football?
Mm-hmm.
Vikings Broncos.
Hey, now, what you say, what you do.
And then the Vikings the very next week are on Monday Night Football against the gross Bears. This is disgusting what the NFL's done with the schedule. Here's why you don't give up if you're Minnesota. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
At Atlanta, New Orleans at home, at Denver, Chicago at home, at Vegas. That's their next 5.
Oh, those are winnables.
Right. You could get a Wildcat quarterback and go 4-1, and suddenly you're 8-5, and you're in it with 2 games against Detroit in the final 3.
Josh Dobbs might be available. Kyler Murray's ready to come back.
Or maybe Kyler Murray's available.
You can always get him for you can always get Josh Dobbs for a 5th-round pick.
Josh Dobbs is getting better with all this play.
He's traded for a 5th-round pick.
Yeah, he's getting better with all this play.
But the guys they have they got the Brigham Young kid is their backup.
That's the Hall guy.
Yeah, I think they got Nicky Mullins on
play
IR.
Him. Maybe he's on IR.
And then I don't know if it's how long. And I think they also have that. You remember that Oregon State quarterback Mannion?
Yeah.
I think he's connected somehow to the Vikings as well.
Okay.
So those are your in-house options. Those aren't good. You got to go do something. And so I don't know. But the question is this, though. Do you start the rebuild now? Kirk's leaving, right? Kirk's a free agent after this year. Is that not true?
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think he might be. And so, I don't know. I feel bad for I like Cousins. Cousins grew on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Netflix took care of that for you.
Yeah, he did. He grew on me. Is Netflix doing the series again or no? Did nobody end up?
No,
what do we know?
No, it's the mid-season one. You mean?
No, I know there's an in-house with the Dolphins. I'm talking about the quarterback.
I've not heard anything leaked. I don't know.
I think we would know.
Well, they try and keep it under wraps, and maybe they're just kind of underselling any kind of publicity because they don't want you to know.
We were talking about how good A.J. Brown's been playing.
He's set a record for 125-yard games in a row.
Peter King went and took Jerry Rice's best 5 game and compared it to A.J. Brown's 5 game. A.J. Brown's a little ahead.
Yeah, it's believable. He's underrated.
Been terrific.
It's underrated. We don't put him up there with those guys, do we? We should.
Good job, Titans. You traded that guy.
Had a heck of a catch yesterday.
Hopkins showed up finally yesterday at 3 touchdowns. Where's that guy been? Witness protection.
Well, he finally said, you know what, I'm just going to push off this guy and get my first one.
Yeah, he
the
did
heck
too.
with that.
So my poor son watching those Falcons, Dan. Oh, the NFL, the Sunday Ticket you get on YouTube now, it opens it up for everyone. It's just they're so frustrating to watch, those Atlanta Falcons. My golly, they're frustrating.
My dad's a Falcons fan. He cannot stand Ritter or Arthur Smith.
Ritter's terrible.
And Arthur Smith,
again,
just,
these
they benched him, didn't they?
You know who? Yeah, they did, but who knows for how long? You know who the most annoying NFL character is, Dan?
Like the most annoying
NFL character is Coach/GM who keeps forcing a quarterback who can't play on you.
Yeah.
They all do. It seems like they'd learn.
Yeah.
It seems like they would learn,
Yeah.
but they do it, don't they? They just force these mediocre quarterbacks on you, whether it's Blake Bortles, Daniel Jones, Desmond Ritter. They just force them on you, and then they will not relent.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that's an annoying character. The Falcons would be winning the division if they just played Heineke all year. You hear me? And Heineke's not anything great. They'd be winning the division if they would just take Desmond, I'm terrible Ritter, and put him on the bench.
Have we?
He's terrible.
The shepherd's pie kid. We've had enough. That was a nice 1 week story, but
for who?
The Chicago guy, the Shepherd, College or whatever. It was a wonderful story while it lasted, all of 1 week. He came crashing back to earth.
Yeah, they played the Raiders when he was good.
Yeah, so anyway, I mean, and again, Zach Wilson still down there with a 74.3 rating with 5 touchdowns and 5 picks. So, so many teams have so many issues going forward at the quarterback spot. That's why when you're a Jag fan, man, you just got to be so happy. Just, again, year after year after year, you got the guy, and he's going to win, and it's just so refreshing to finally have that in Duval.
You know what's refreshing? That it has just put such an exclamation point on my theory formed so many years ago.
Yes.
It's just come into play here, and we're great. We're going to be fine forever. We're fine for Trevor. And then when he's done and his playing career's over, we'll try and go all Green Bay Packers on you and find another. The challenge now is you got to win a Super Bowl while you have this guy.
You got to.
Just like the Bills have to with Allen, the Bengals have to with Burrow.
Yeah.
You have to win a Super Bowl, or they're just Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
You need Peyton. You need Brady. You need Mahomes. You need those dudes that can win you a title. And that's where we are.
I'm surprised, like, in these ratings, it's always hard for me. Like, Brock Purdy still up there at 105. He was not very good yesterday, not very good the week before. But yet he remains highly rated. And throwing the ball down the field, et cetera, et cetera. So, like, I'm looking at the top 10 guys. I got Brock Purdy I'm not that impressed with. I got Russell, who's been okay, but, I'm not that impressed with. Dak had a good game yesterday, so he moved up. So, we'll see how Jared Goff didn't have a good week last week. See if Jared Goff can bounce back against the Raiders tonight. C.J. Stroud coming back to earth a little bit.
Big time. Big time. Did not play well yesterday.
Yeah, you got to go beat
Carolina's no good.
Yeah.
Their pass defense had been riddled by other teams.
13-12. It's
always strange when you see a lineup where
15-13.
like you'll go face a team that's giving up 212 yards a game rushing and you get 48 or whatever. It's so weird when that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a costly loss for the Texans.
Yeah.
Who are doing great things in their first year coaching quarterback.
Sure.
They should be really happy. But that's a game. You're going to go win in Jacksonville and you can't win in Carolina? I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know. So anyway, we'll see going forward. But yeah, Jags get a nice week off, man. That is a great. The timing here has worked out tremendously. I'll say this too about the Jags, and then we can move on and talk some other things. And this goes to the coach. This is a young football team, but a very mature football team because this guy has steered them through. Again, NFL teams are all about routine, and we have not had any kind of routine, right? I mean, we started with the easy part of the schedule, and we were 1-2, and we were in Panic City. And you know what? He took them to London, and he steered them through a couple wins, and then he came back, and he had a jet-lagged team go out and win a home game against the Colts by 17, and then got to turn around and play 4 days later, and he beat the Saints up pretty good for 3 quarters, and then had to go to Pittsburgh after that. And now he's got a bye week, so a lot of good stuff happening. It's a mature football team that doesn't seem to get fazed by the quirkiness that the NFL will throw at you, and you'll get this more when you're a good football team. Now, in the second half, they'll have a Sunday night game. They'll have a Monday night game. All new stuff to these guys, but they're handling it very, very well. So far, so good for for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are, by all accounts now, going to be in the, in the power polls and such, a top 5 football team, a 6-2 top 5 football team, which is really exciting when you think about it. So we'll keep it going. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We will dive into some things. Man, we lost a guy way too young this weekend. A shocker, right? When something like that happens.
Was it shocking?
Well, like as he said, I guess in his
last post
bio, something to the effect of it probably wouldn't be shocking, but it's weird to, you know what I mean? And he didn't look great. And
I think that dude outlived it by
addictions.
about 15 years.
Yeah,
and he's a young man. I don't mean to be flippant.
We're talking about Matthew Perry, the
he's,
Friends star.
What I wish we would do sometimes in these situations is really stress and a teaching moment.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was in rehab 15 times, Dan. He had 16 surgeries just based on substance abuse, right? I mean, there's a message in there as well. But
by the way, also breaking this morning, and we'll talk about Matthew Perry as well. Pro Bowl defensive tackle Grady Jarrett done for the year. Season-ending torn ACL.
Oh, I see. That's Atlanta was.
They'll pack it in, Falcons.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. That's a winnable division. That is a bad division, boy. Dan from the text line, can we talk about Napier's play calling? I said only after we talk about his way overmatched talent.
All right, this is the drill.
The drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Go! Your play-by-play home of Bulls Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
Coach Silver of the Bulls Bulldogs. Our regular season comes to a close Friday night as we travel to Berkeley Prep. Listen live on 1010 AM.
In America, we enjoy freedom thanks to our veterans who answered the call to defend our nation. Congressman Aaron Bean here, and I'm honored to represent more than 70,000 veterans in our nation's capital. As the son of a World War II veteran, I understand that veteran benefits are not entitlements, they're earned. Our team is ready to assist you. If you need help with the VA, call my office, 904-557-9550. I'm Congressman Aaron Bean, and serving you is what we do. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Mike Dempsey for Tire Outlet. Are you looking for the best deal on your next set of tires? Tire Outlet never falls flat. We offer the best selection, best quality, and best prices on tires so that you can find the right ones for your vehicle. With over 40 years of experience, 15 locations across Florida, and a legendary price match guarantee, you can trust that your vehicle is in great hands. Our skilled technicians are ready to maintain and repair your vehicle to keep it operating its best. Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service.
Tire Outlet.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jax, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we?
Roland Reach Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjax.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Fish are good at hiding. Captain Kevin can help you find them.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Find more fish on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Thursday nights at 6.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss on 1010XL AM.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Aren't you just happy when you can handle all your needs in one location? Well, introducing Allstate agent Mandy Bowers in Mandarin. Whether it's home, life, business, or auto, Mandy covers it all. In fact, bundling policy is a great way to add extra savings. Mandy and her crew can do that. Allstate is offering lower auto insurance rates this year. Mandy can do that. You need to give Mandy Bowers a call in her Mandarin office, because when it comes to getting it all done under one roof, Mandy can do that.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back to the program. Putting a bow on a busy Monday. Lots of football news just left and right, flying at you, just trying to...
And the trade deadline tomorrow, so it'll be a busy day.
Yeah.
The
4 o'clock, I think, tomorrow.
Did you watch much of the World Series?
Not a lot. It was an unbelievable. We had a walk-off. We had a tie in the 9th. I watched more on Friday. I went to a high school football game, then came back home and watched the end of it Friday.
It's funny, I watched more Saturday.
Saturday I didn't see because I was Florida, Georgia. I was working, so I didn't get back till like midnight.
Let me tell you what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
This happens every now and then. I've become pretty good about it, but I'm the king of, because I get up so early, I'm the king of, even on the weekend, falling asleep between 8, 9, 10 o'clock if nothing's going on. But I'll still get up early, right?
Sure.
So I was watching the World Series on Friday night. I'd watched the first few innings. I was in I believe the Diamondbacks had a lead when I drifted off. It was about 3-1. I got up Saturday morning. I went surf fishing with a buddy of mine. Who's really not huge into baseball, and I didn't think it would come up at all. So I was very, very content to have this working for me. I would go out to the beach. I would surf fish. I wouldn't get home till 10:30. I was a bachelor this weekend. I wouldn't get home till 10:30 or 11. And then I could, take my time, take a shower. Then I could watch the World Series from last night leading into the Florida-Georgia game.
That was the plan.
Right, that was the plan. Until we're halfway out to the beach, and he says, so I see the Rangers won on a walk-off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I kind of killed my mojo, so I ended up not going back and watch that. But I watched all of Saturday's game. I chose World Series over college football Saturday night. I don't know, was there anything great in college football going on? There's a couple of close games. I was switching over and checking the Tennessee-Kentucky game.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't get to see a lot of.
Yeah, that's true.
We did a post-game show on TV after Florida, Georgia. Then we had to do the primetime show live from there at 10:30. So
I skipped a game in person for the first time in a long time. I've been to many, many, many of them, but the combination of not getting ahead of the credential process, of just the madhouse that it is down there, especially with the new traffic patterns. These people coming from out of town don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
And so I decided, like I said, to have just a weekend at home. Miss P and the kids had gone off to a family wedding in Atlanta. I was just going to assume the position, my brother and I did. And I'm glad. And I also, to be honest with you, I don't have a whole lot of interest in going down, watching my team lose by 25, 30 points, watching the most obnoxious fan base in the country in that situation give it to you. I got no use for it. So there you have it.
Well,
I didn't miss anything. There's no observation I could give you that would be any different from the ones that I had today.
It was, listen, it's an event, and I haven't had normally we do a show beforehand, Florida, Georgia wise, and this year we did our show Friday night. So Saturday, we didn't have anything until kickoff, really. So I kind of went down early with the family for once, which was fun, and hung out, and we walked around, and I went and saw a bunch of, old friends and people that, and plus I like to keep my little personal streak alive. I've been to, I think 42 now in a row, so I kind of dig that. So it was fun. We had a good time and very much enjoyed it and until the game. And the first drive was great, and after that, like I said, hats off to Georgia. They are the best college football program in the country right now.
The big. There's been a scene shifter every week. You know, some top 10, top 5 team is losing. It was Oregon to Washington. It was Texas to Oklahoma. And this week it was Oklahoma losing to Kansas. So see you later, Oklahoma.
You know who I think it might be a team worthy of the Final Four but may not get there?
Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah.
And if you took Oregon and Washington right now, you'd want to put Oregon ahead of them, but Washington beat them.
But wouldn't they play
They'll
again?
probably play again.
Because USC's choking away the season. They're a fraud.
It's really going to come down to, and this is why, again,
USC should have lost to Cal this weekend, by the way.
USC's got 2 losses.
I know they do. I'm
Their
just saying.
defense is terrible,
they're
too.
done. They're finito. They're
Same old, Lincoln Riley, you're not allowed to go back to
No.
the playoffs anyway.
No.
And so Michigan, you're not allowed to go this year. Neither is Oklahoma. You jokers are the same people. You beat up people in a lesser conference. You go and you fail to win a playoff game every time.
Michigan has beaten Ohio State 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
The Michigan-Ohio State
Michigan
winner.
has also lost their playoff game.
Michigan
first
also
up.
has to go to Penn State. So Michigan's got some work to do coming
Penn
down the
State,
road
man.
here.
You guys love Penn State. Penn State stinks, Hick. They do.
Okay.
They almost lost to Indiana this weekend.
Tennessee stinks, Jeff.
Okay.
But you got to go to Tennessee and you play in
Yeah.
front of
No, I
90,000
hear
people.
you.
It's a tough
Okay.
game.
That's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
So anyway, Michigan and Ohio State will meet in the Big Ten. It's Big Ten Dan. They've
He
got-
loves Big Ten
The
now.
winner of that game will be in. FSU, if they win out, which I think they will be in. The ACC is
What if FSU
minus FSU is awful. Clemson is in last place in the ACC.
And every bit
last
of it.
place.
Every bit of it.
Last place.
I would also like to just don't take this as the shot it's going to sound like. But for all of those newbies from a little bit further south here in our state of Florida who are just cutting their teeth on college football because their kids had to go to UCF because they didn't get into Florida or Florida State. But to all of you, to whoever the jackass was who got the paint and the ladder out.
Yeah.
This is why UCF isn't national champion when they go 12-0 against against a non-Power 5 schedule. Because now UCF, for the first time in program history, with a good team, coming off of a winning year.
Yeah.
They're 0-4 in the Big 12, Dan. They're 0-5 in the Big 12. So this is why it wasn't mean-spiritedness. It wasn't elitism. It was a reality that maybe UCF fan that hadn't been a part of big-time college football thought, well, if you went to a bowl and beat Auburn, you're number one.
Well, tomorrow night we get our first poll or whatever the hell you call it. To me, it's a poll that comes out where, and I'm surprised more of the Ohio State love, but whatever. Like I said, in the end, Ohio State and Michigan play, so that's fine. But what do we have? We have 5 undefeateds for 4 spots right now. But
I would put Ohio State over Michigan in a heartbeat.
Why?
Because they've beaten good teams.
Okay. Well, Michigan beat them last year, and Michigan is playing who's on their schedule.
No,
and it's not like they're struggling. They're annihilating
They
them.
play each other, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State is being undersold. I don't know why. Why does everyone hate Ohio State?
I think it's because the quarterback's not that flashy.
McCord.
And they're sitting there at 17-10 in the fourth quarter against Wisconsin on Saturday.
Yeah,
I think
giving up 49 points in the conference all year.
Yeah.
So, basically about less than 10 a game. Now,
Yeah.
Michigan, same deal.
Yeah.
6 a game.
Yeah.
They both won 8 in a row.
Yeah.
Michigan's yet to play a ranked opponent, and Ohio State has got 2 ranked wins, including one at Notre Dame. Pretty good team.
Yeah. Pretty good. Not great. Interesting dichotomy with Narduzzi and Dion, who said a lot of the same things, and each was viewed a little differently.
What do you mean?
So Narduzzi loses.
The Pitt coach.
Yeah, he basically throws his kids under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
And says, hey, we got to we didn't do a good job of replacing the good guys that we had. Players got a little butt hurt.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you're soft players.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I agree with that.
And
I didn't think what he said was all that out of line.
It wasn't that bad. And then Prime comes out and says, yeah, man, it's offensive line. I mean, look, here's the deal. I'm going to paint a picture. We got to get better offensive linemen, and I will, and I'll paint a masterpiece or something.
Their O-line was terrible the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, Sanders went back to pass, and they were just all over him.
Yeah, so
that's another one of the night games I was flipping to.
So that's a but each viewed a little bit differently, so that's interesting. We're not talking about Colorado much anymore.
One of the boys got ejected.
Yeah.
See that?
Well, Shiloh.
Yeah, Shiloh got ejected.
That was a cheap call.
It was kind of
to eject him.
I think that I don't think the intent was there, but I do think that helmet got up underneath the chin, and I think that's what it's there for. When at fast speed, and when I first saw it, I did not think it was an ejection.
I guess it's just, the
these
problem
kids
is
today
everything is so
slowed down.
Each one, and each one is its own entity, and so you and I agreed on the Gotts's tackle on Pickett, for example. That was clearly roughing the quarterback, but a lot of fans are, hey, what are you talking about? It's not. Right. I get it, man, but
my Gotts's take was influenced by the fact that they gave us one, and it was less.
But Trev deserves superstar calls now. That's what I like.
Oh,
we finally got a superstar call.
Yeah, well, I'm good with it.
It's about time we got a superstar call.
Sure.
We went over. We're going to have to move on.
Are you talking about in the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate it when you eschew New York City headlines.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
we'll bring them back tomorrow.
Pet Paradise may be a little angry with you as the sponsor.
Or they might be happy.
Some of these, yeah, that's true too. Some of these late show extravaganzas we get you. But I want to remind you on Pet Paradise's behalf.
Yes.
Don't forget to make your holiday reservations. When you're traveling for the holidays, you can give your pet the gift of time to play, snooze, and snuggle while you're away.
Snooze and snuggle?
Oh, they got comfy beds. They got playtime with furry friends. The suites at Pet Paradise include all the trimmings to make it feel like home. In fact, better than home, but space is limited. So go to Pet Paradise today, petparadise.com today to book. Meanwhile, Wacky Wednesdays have been extended through November 8th now, so your dog can enjoy all the fun of day camp for just $25 on Wednesdays at Pet Paradise. They also give $1 to local pet charities, so let your pup have fun at camp while helping others, and you can find out just why I've been telling you now for years that Pet Paradise, bar none, bottom line, the best in pet care, providing by a zillion miles. Don't fall for these imitators. You go with the innovator, and that's Pet Paradise and petparadise.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. On the field, he brought the boom.
I'll always be a linebacker at heart.
He brings that attitude to the microphone.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Kyle McMahon.
Friday from 10 to noon. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Nimnick Buick GMC. Proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, FLA. You want to know why? Because they're all about you, the customer, right? They go above and beyond. You want an oil change from the comfort of your living room? Nimnick Buick GMC now offers mobile oil changes across all Jacksonville communities. Nimnick will come to your home, your office, change your oil and filters, rotate your tires, top off your fluids, and even change your wiper blades or replace your battery. How about that? Never sit in the service waiting room again. Book now online and see how easy vehicle maintenance can be at NimnickBuickGMC.com. They're there for you, even on Sundays. Nimnick Buick GMC understands the weekends might be the only time you have available. That's why they're open Saturdays 9 to 7 and Sundays 11 to 5. Visit the showroom off Phillips Highway or shop online 24/7 at NimnickBuickGMC.com. In the business for 82 years, your friends in the car business since 1941. Nimnick, we are professional grade GMC.
Hey, this is Jason with Bueller Air Conditioning. Why do we love to go to that awesome grocery store where shopping is a pleasure? Why do we choose that amazing chicken sandwich where the service is fast and friendly and it's always their pleasure? You see, those brands are a promise. Here at Bueller Air, our team is committed to serving the customer and delivering that same kind of brand promise. Our mission is to be the most trusted brand with friendly and professional service every single time. Give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
What? They did not tell me they were going to do that. I need a new bank.
Well, actually, One-to-One Financial doesn't do the usual bank surprises because we're not a bank. We're a credit union, and that means lower loan interest, things like free checking and member rewards, and of course, total investment back into our community.
I'm sold.
Find a better way to bank than big banks with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit 121fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Whether you are looking for a job or an employer trying to hire, there's only one stop in Jacksonville, Remedy Staffing. Labor trends keep us guessing. As employers, the job market has been strong. So what does that mean for workers' availability? If you're interested in the workforce solutions or how the Remedy team can help you, call or text Crystal at 904-329-9802. 329-9802, Remedy Staffing.
Enjoy home and away game football specials in Hidden Hills Golf Club's Hills Grill for every game this season. Grab your friends and reserve your table by calling 641-8121. Hidden Hills Golf Club.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision, an equal opportunity employer.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 30th, 2016, Oakland Raiders break the single-game record for the most penalties in an NFL game, gaining 23 over the Bucs.
Hi, this is Lisa with the Freedom Boat Club, asking all those listeners who love their boat, do you have a love-hate relationship with your boat? Have you ever had this scenario? You're at the boat ramp, waiting in line, kids fussing, having to back the trailer down, do everything by yourself? Or you come back from a long day on the water, hot and tired, and once again you have to do everything by yourself? Or you come back from a long day on the water, hot and tired, and once again you have to do everything by yourself in reverse, only to get home and find out your crew left you and you're cleaning the boat on your own. But you do love your boat. So keep the luxury use of your boat and let go of all the hassle. Let Freedom Boat Club take care of it. Trade your boat in for a membership. You still get to use your boat hassle-free, plus you get all the benefits of membership. Come see me, Lisa, and see why it's worth trading in your boat for a membership. Contact us at freedomboatclub.com.
Post-Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
The next time you have an orthopedic injury, call Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. That's what we do. I'm Bob Arablo, president of Your Jacksonville Icemen. We've been using them to take care of our athletes, and you can rely on them to take care of yours.
This is Dr. George Acevedo of Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Thanks to all of the athletes who ask us to help them get back on their feet.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Safe Harbor Seafood and Market is one of the largest sources of fresh local seafood in the Southeast. This football season, when the family wants fresh seafood for game day, stock up at Safe Harbor Seafood Market and Restaurant, located in Old Mayport, or the new location in Crescent Beach. Award-winning seafood right in your backyard. Family-owned and operated for generations. Safe Harbor Seafood and Market. For store hours, go online to safeharbor-seafood.com.
Get Gators play-by-play on 1010XL. Brought to you by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jags offense turned the ball over 3 times, including a Trevor Lawrence interception that he threw in the end zone. Lawrence spoke with media after the game, taking accountability for the turnover that left points off the board in Sunday's victory against the Steelers.
Bad play by me. That wasn't the look, wasn't the coverage, the look that we wanted for that play. And, when I got to the top of my drop and I saw 1 and 2 weren't open, I should have just thrown it out of the back of the end zone. Kind of scrambled and then tried to throw one late to Calvin in the back of the end zone and just kind of double covered there. So that's one that I know better and just in that moment tried to do too much.
Trevor Lawrence, courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping the sports world spinning with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
Morning, Tone.
Good morning.
What are you and Mike cooking up on a Victory Monday again?
Yeah, we'll be joined by David Garrard.
Yes.
And we'll react to all things victory over the Steelers. What a month of football, huh?
Man, 5-0 after going 0-5 last year in October. It's just incredible what this team has done, and I just keep letting the numbers wash over me because they're stunning to me as a person who's watched the Jaguars for 29 years. It's just incredible. The thing, I mean, you got to go back 23 years to find 6-2, 7-1. I mean, it's just been great. Road wins, incredible. Just a 5-game winning streak, incredible. 11-2 in your last 13 regular season games. I mean, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, and I know you feel so good for the fans who made the trip to New Orleans last week, right?
Yeah.
And how much fun that trip looked like it was.
Yeah.
A bunch of Jaguars fans in Pittsburgh, they've made that trip before, right? It's not the first time that Jacksonville's gone on the road up there to Pittsburgh, but you watch them and then you see somebody like Bold City Cap, right? Like Cap is on Twitter last night asking, how old were you when they went the last time they were 6-2?
Yeah.
Right, to start a season. So it's 99. So how old were you in 1999, right? And you're watching all these fans that are reacting saying, I was 5, 6, like those kind of things.
We were a little older.
Right.
Since what happened?
99.
Since 99. The last time they were this good to start a season.
It was 24 years ago.
Yeah.
Feels like yesterday to me, Hick.
And it's wild to think about, how many young Jaguars fans
36.
they are, right? Like that gap that was there. And I do think it's almost
32.
Worse, right? Like it's almost worse for the fans who were fans.
Yeah.
Right? In 1999, we're really feeling that run from 96 to 99, and you've just been sitting around going, is this ever going to come back?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know if
we ever
will
going to have that again.
I don't know if there'll ever be a hole, just an empty hole like that 99 loss to the Titans. It'd be awful hard. I don't know. I'm sure you can.
Let's not
that's
find
the thing
out.
about sports. You can always recreate, or
Yeah.
I can't imagine a scenario involving the Jags or anyone else in sports where it feels like that.
We've had those conversations with, older fans having conversations with younger fans, trying to explain to them, you have to make them feel 1999 for them to understand why you talk about the Titans the way that you do.
Right.
As opposed to them going, it's a division rival, what's the big deal?
Sure.
Right? Like, no. It's way more than that, right? Like, you have to make them that's fandom, man. These are the scars, right? Like, these are the soft spots. When people poke at these things, that's what's going to get you going. Yeah, you can be really upset about Miles Shack wasn't down.
Sure.
It's a terrible moment. The whole young fan base knows exactly what that play is.
Yep.
99 doesn't mean anything to them. You got to make sure they feel 1999 somehow. Somehow.
There's no doubt about it. Well, have a great show.
Thank you.
Mike and Tony getting ready. David Garrard will be along as well. Gibby?
Now, today's takeaways, brought to you by Key Buick GMC, where our family dealership has been helping families buy vehicles for over 50 years.
Jeffrey?
Can I have two? Can I have two takeaways
Sure.
today? I now understand why Steeler fan is always whiny, cry about Tomlin, even though I don't disagree that maybe it's time for him to go. That is the softest team and fan base in sports, man. And the way they crybabied their way out of yesterday's loss after just getting thumped, by the way. At no point do they look anywhere near as good as the Jaguars. So, hey, Deontay Johnson, enjoy that fine, man.
Will you cut him from your fantasy team?
No,
yes or
no, I need him. All right, but
you should.
here's the second one.
Yes.
The quarterback news was made yesterday in the Minnesota-Green Bay game when Kirk Cousins went out with an Achilles. Here's my takeaway. I would rather be the Minnesota Vikings without Kirk Cousins than the Packers with Jordan Love.
Oh, dear.
There's my takeaway.
Wow.
That dude is awful.
Oh, dear. Gibby?
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Squealers, they're squealing after that
Oh, wow.
loss to the Jags. They didn't pay off the officials. It should have been 31-6.
Oh,
They're
dear.
lucky it wasn't.
All right, and my takeaway is activate Nathan Rourke, trade him for Danielle Hunter. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll